The green, green, black and well, that's the thing about. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. 4.7, The Pulse. Across Geelong, the Surf Coast and Bellarine Peninsula. Welcome to the GDFL Match of the Day, broadcast on the Pulse. Now, here to bring all the action to your radio, our team on 94.7 The Pulse.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome. Another round of football. Round 9 this afternoon, and we are at East Geelong. They are at home this afternoon taking on Bellpost Hill. And when you sit back and have a look at the current position on ladder with Werribee, the only undefeated side so far, between 2 and 8, every side has 20 points in the lead. The bottom side there, 16. So there's an important round of football here this afternoon. Obviously, the next 2 or 3 weeks will obviously set up the season for most of these clubs, and that's what they'll be looking to do, is to win some football. Joining me this afternoon here is Richard Grubby Cation as well. You, Grub?
Hey, g'day, Smithy. G'day, viewers and all the listeners. And yeah, it's good to be back. Had a pretty tough week, actually. Lisa a bit under the weather, but she's coming good. And one of the stalwarts, Monica Carlton, passed away from Werribee Centrals. She's a life member of Hall of Fame, been there since its inception in about 1969, 70, around that time, and done a hell of a lot for the football club. She had her funeral on Thursday, and I'd like to send a big thank you to Daryl Jarvis, the president of the Geelong District Football Netball League. He came down and represented the league and himself, of course, and it was a nice touch. So thank you very much, Daryl, and let's have a big day of football today.
Should be good. And obviously our other co-commentator, he's decided to take leave, headed overseas, but Tyler's going to step into his boots this afternoon. Welcome to you also, Tyler.
G'day, boys. G'day, listeners. Been a few desperate times over the years, and here I am again.
Well, might be a good thing.
He might get his job back when he comes back, mate. If he comes back, he might get back from overseas. But anyway, that's another day. We'll talk about that. Interleague football last week, and it was a successful trip for the Geelong District Football League. They played very well. It was probably not the result that we were sitting here thinking we were going to get at the start of the day, but if it had been by half-time, had it been able to kick straight, the game would have been well and truly shot. But was a good result for the league, Grub.
Well, it was, and I wish I had been there, actually, because I might have made a big hero of myself, because I did actually look. Last year was only a goal in it, and it was a really close, hard-fought game, and it could have gone either way. And I think a lot of people were expecting the same. But I had a look at the sides on Thursday night, and I went through the GDFL side, and I thought, crikey, that's a 10-goal better side. I think Colac, they better come up with something pretty good, because this is a really, really good side. And so it proved to be. I know it's the value of hindsight, but honestly, you got to go on for the GDFNL by a long way, and that's what happened. That was a magnificent side, and everybody did something. You know, from the middle winner Murdoch, way down to the blokes that come off the bench, and that everybody did something nice. And, you know, it was really good to see. And it's good to see that the GDFL have got some really good young 25 and under kids in our competition.
And there was a few names that probably would have been in that side, Grub, had it not been for different reasons, obviously injury and all the rest. So I think could have been different. I know speaking to one of the co-commentators or the commentators from the other box, he was saying that they had 2 or 3 that obviously had gone away on holidays as well. So, but still, the 100-point margin was something that was well out of my thoughts at the start of the day. And as I said, I was looking towards probably a better game than we saw. But
well, I'll tell you one thing. Look, you might have a few big names and good footballers not get a game in that side. But I'll tell you what, if who are away, unavailable. Well, I tell you what, if they can come up with nearly the same side next year, those blokes will have to prove to get in, because the blokes in there played magnificent. I don't know where some of these blokes might even fit in.
Yeah, they actually it was a good side, and I don't think, just going through some of the ages they were talking about, that most of them would be still eligible for next year anyway. So yeah, some positive signs there. Let's hope they remain in our league, but obviously there'll be people from outside looking at them and see if they can entice them either down around the coast or back to the GFL level, I suppose. And that's something we'll have to sit back and wait, but that's obviously not our concern. We can just sit here and commentate whoever runs out in front of us. Games this afternoon, gentlemen. The Freo Devils, they are at home and they take on your mug, Grub, Werribee Centrals, and they've got a couple of good inclusions into their side this afternoon.
Well, they have, Werribee Centrals have. They've got a fellow by the name of Jack Marshall. I don't know too much about him, but he hasn't played a game in the twos. He's gone straight into the ones. I think he might have played some at Lara and a bit at Werribee, but don't know how long they've got him for. But he seems like I spoke to young Sam Purdy over there who played with him at Lara, and he's very impressed by the way he goes about his footy. And, of course, the other new recruit, young T. Crennan, is into the seniors. A couple of runner-up in the Whitley medals and a very, very handy addition, especially when there's blokes overseas. And when they all come back, it might make them an even better side. I think the last time we saw them was past Players' Day where Stone and Bryce Linehan Cunningham, the older of the two, kicked 4. Culliver was good and Camilleri again. And look, they played a pretty good game of footy. They won by 43 points, but they had 32 shots to 19. So it could have been a little bit better. But they were pretty consistent throughout the day, although there wasn't much in it at half time. Corio, where do you go with Corio? Well, I know we've said it plenty of times before that they've picked up a couple of good kids and a couple of good players in Shoebridge and who was the other bloke?
Yeah,
Malone or Mahoney or
give me a couple of seconds. Yeah, I'll find out for you.
But the trouble is, and I know I say it every week, but you can't lose, two great players like the Bennett boys and
McMahon was he?
McMahon was the bloke, yeah. And the fellas they've lost, they just haven't gone about covering it. They give it everything they got every week. They got a kid got their best. I don't know who is Gibson last week, so hopefully he goes on to be a really good player for the Devils. Carr's always pretty good. Shoebridge again, Evans. They lost to North by 117 points. And that's a big loss. I know they try to keep themselves in it for as long as they can, but I think even the home game today, I'll tell you what, I had something written down here. Yes, Chris Laurie.
Yep.
375 games today.
Yep.
He breaks the career record for the number of games. So good luck to Chris and hope you have a great game, mate. And, of course, young Trey Laurie plays his 100th in the same game. So, a little bit to play for out there at Corio, and I know they'll give it their best, but I can't see them beating Werribee today.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case. Well, Tyler, Werribee, as I said, undefeated so far this season. And realistically, as I said, with the ones they've brought back in or brought into the club, obviously the blokes now are overseas, they're going to be even stronger when they return. So providing injury doesn't affect them too much. And I suppose Grub the Ruckman still hasn't come back into play yet either. So if he's going to get back, but you would think Werribee a little bit too strong.
You would. But a quick one on those ends, Grub, you will probably know. Last week we saw Saliba come off and didn't finish the game. Is one of those ins for Carmelo, or is he fit and running?
I'm not sure, mate.
Not sure?
No, I don't know if he's playing or not.
Okay. Yeah, because last week, obviously, in the Interleague, we saw him in his civvies at the end of the game, so that'd be one to keep an eye on. And look, with Corio, it's hard, not only have they got Joel Epp, but, the last year's captain for the Interleague team, Toby, as well. It's two pretty big holes to fill, and they haven't quite had the rub of the grass this year. So, yeah, it's a Werribee side for me.
Yeah, they're going to be strong. Just their performances all through the season. As I said, we saw Corio against West 2 or 3 weeks back, and they were pretty good that day. They provided a lot of runs. Jelenic was good. He was good last week in the Interleague game. Nice to see him in there and doing what he does. And as I said, he just attacks the ball. But he's going to need some support down there. Again, I think that Werribee will do this and do this quite comfortably. I suppose the next game's not going to be much different, I don't think. Geelong West really struggling to really have any effect on the season so far this season. They take on North Geelong, and they will be really keen to, obviously, with the way the ladder is situated, to win this game and win it well, Tyler.
Yeah, obviously yet to get a win this year as well, West. So definitely need one. But look, it's been hard. They've had the smaller list for the last few years, and there's a few guys that they've been relying on, moving around the ground, trying in the different positions, but it's not quite come to them. Need to bolster up their numbers, but I think obviously North, it is at West, but North have been, obviously our reigning premiers, so got to be a lot stronger there, and I think they'll walk over that one.
Graham, I think North Geelong get a couple of blokes back into their side this afternoon, so that's not going to enhance Geelong West's chances any further.
No, it's not too. And I think, at 0-8, you start thinking, well, if they're 0-8 with 4 or 5 competitive losses, you're okay, but they're just starting to fall away a bit. 127 points last week. That's too much. That's too much in GDFL football. You've just got to learn to play a bit better than that, no matter what you've got. They had a couple of good battlers. Collins again, who's a pretty good player. Brislin and Lima. Lima's nearly as old as you, Smithy, and still going well. Been a fantastic player.
He's a bit better Nick than me, Grub.
Well, he probably would be too, and me too, because I think I've done a hammy kicking that footy out before the game. To kick 4 goals and only had 3 goal kickers for the whole day, it was pretty dismal, really. And They've got to try to find a way to back up, and unfortunately, they're going to back up against one of the better sides in the league.
I think Mitchell's not playing either. I think he was an out for this week as well.
We'll see. Yeah, and he's probably their best player, one of their best players. North had a 117-point victory. They had Desnoy back into form. Cooper Vaughan kicked 7 and then went and kicked a few in the interleague game. Benny O'Brien, Smith, Boston Riccardi, Oscar kicked 4. And they kicked 10 goals in the last quarter, which is a bit of a picnic in the end, which doesn't go all that well. But I don't think, even though it's at West, North will win this and win it well, because as you said in the lead up to our what we're going to say today, there's how many sides? 7 sides around
pretty much
on the same points, and if it stays that way, percentage might be the factor that gives you a double chance, or maybe even miss the finals. So when they play these games, I think their percentage at the moment is about 142%, whereas Belpost still 144 and East 142 as well. So it's so close. When you get a game where you need that big win, then you've got to take it, and that's today. And I think North will take that and win by a pretty comfortable margin.
Yeah, I agree. I can't see Geelong West troubling him out there this afternoon. I think Elmer comes back in after his broken finger after his first game, and I think there were a couple more important players coming back into the side. Benny O'Brien might be one, and there was one other.
Well, they named Benny O'Brien in their best last game.
Oh, did they? Yeah, but he didn't play in the league last week.
No.
So there obviously something happened there. So anyway, that's going to be probably a real bonus for North Geelong, getting 2 or 3 of these people coming back through their system, and that will make their job far more easier than what it would have been today. The Kangaroos, the Anarchy Roos, they go out at home this afternoon. They take on Bannockburn. And again, looking back through their side, no Oscar Barter's still in their side, so he's obviously still having leg issues. But they take on Bannockburn. Again, another game for Bannockburn grub that they do need to win and win well.
Well, they do. And look, sometimes you get blowouts, and we had a couple last week with North by 117 and Banno by 127. But here's the one that shocked me. Anarchy got beat by Winch by 118 points. And that sort of, I can't comprehend that, because I believe that Anarchy are better than that. But as you say, without Oscar Barter, Lukey Dalhouse isn't playing. I think now Harms won't be playing. They've got a few out, and they just probably haven't got the depth because, as I say, 118 points lost to a side like Winchelsea, who are still, they're still out of the top 5. That's incomprehensible. I honestly can't believe that. But, Harms was good again, but as I say, he won't be there. Gerard, as usual, Moylan, McDonald. He's had a pretty good year, McDonald, so they're getting a little bit out of their new players. But, geez, they need a hell of a lot more, because Bannockburn, 127-point winners. Hawker kicked 6. I didn't see him named in their side. I'll have another look. I didn't see.
No, I don't think he's. I think he's away from last weekend. He didn't play. He could have played in the league as well, but he's away last week.
Okay.
This week on his whatever his schooling takes him away for.
Yeah, well, one that did had a good game the week before as well as Perkins. I thought he had a good game last week. Connor Jervis, another good year, obviously, and Marnie. The thing that worries me too with Anarchy, they got beat by that, and they were 43 of 43. So there's not much playroom there to get somebody in. I don't know. I just think they've got to come good somewhere, but I don't think it'll be today. At 3 and 5, they made the finals last year, Anarchy. I don't think they're going to this year. But as I said, Bannockburn, they had a 127-point win last week. Another one like that will give them percentage to maybe scoot up the ladder, and I think Bannockburn will win that again and win it reasonably well.
During the weekday, I think I read somewhere that Jake Mawson's in discussions with the club to extend his time out there. Is anything more come of that? Do you know? Or?
Not that I know. I guess they're still in discussions. But look, the other thing is too, right? The closest they came in any quarter, Anarchy, last week was 4 goals.
Yep.
And they actually didn't kick one in that quarter. So, they've been comprehensively walloped.
Yeah.
So that's got to hurt, and I know it'll hurt Jakey Mawson, and I reckon they would have had hard work on the track, hard couple of weeks, and I think they'll come out and produce something better. But I just don't know if it'll be good enough to beat Bannock, but I don't think so.
Tyler, is there anything you can add to that?
Yeah, look.
Said Bannockburn travelled all right last week, and obviously the opposition wasn't great, but this is the game that's really important for them again.
There's not much I can add, but the one thing I will add, and what could really be the tail of the game, is obviously no Barter, but other side, Reece Gin's probably the ruckman of the comp at the minute. I think a few people would say, look, the bloke we're going to look at today is probably the other one that's up there. Carter and Gin have been demolishing the ruck throughout the season so far. And I think he's going to have, clearly he's going to have an easy run in there today, and I think that's going to be the tale of the story.
I think that'll be a interesting situation out there. Let's hope they do make a run of it. That they need to improve and show some fight out there. I just can't see it happening, but I think Bannockburn win the game. Their margin obviously will be very important to them as well. So Inverleigh, they're a game sitting back beyond all those teams on 20 points, Grub. They take on the Belmont Lions, who over the last couple of weeks have really decided to, well, I said they're playing some really good football, and they've got themselves well entrenched in that top 5. But they need to make sure they win again today. And Inverleigh, if they're going to have any chance, I know their run home after the next couple of weeks is improved. They get some of that lower sides, but they might be too far back to reach if that's the case.
Well, yeah, they aren't one of the sides, obviously, in that pack. They're 4-4.
Yep, they're 16, yep.
Yeah, so is Belmont. Belmont are. They lost to East by 16 points. That must have been a pretty good game, actually, because obviously East are a good side. And Belmont, a little bit up and down, Belmont. They got walloped at home to Werribee, and then they come out and beat North. So, they got maybe a few problems, but a few problems that are workable. You can work on them because at times they obviously play some really good footy. Farcione, he's a new bloke. He's been in their best ever since he's come in. Jacob Steele, Hootsma in there again. Benny McPherson kicked 4, and of course the Darryl Jones medalist played a pretty good game too last time in Murdoch in that loss to East. Inverleigh, look, they lost to Werribee by 43 points. They were in it at half. There was only 3 points in it at half time. But I think that the story there, I think Werribee kicked 9-9 to 3-5 in the second half. So, a little bit more desperation, just I don't know what you call it, but they could have held on a bit longer. The 43-point margin, I thought Inverleigh looked reasonably good till half time. But they need to bring that form today, and I think they will. Will Stoney was terrific. Sharrock, they put in their best players. I don't remember him. I don't remember him much, but did he play that well, Sharrock?
He was okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Braden Warren, Grundle, that was about his first or second game back, wasn't it? So
probably his first one in seniors. Yeah.
Yeah, so he went all right. And I like Billy McIntosh's game too, from memory. So, as I say, only 3 points in at half time. They've got to keep that form up. Gee, I got no idea. I'm not even going to bother tipping one here because I don't know.
Well, they've got no Luke Wilson still.
Yeah,
he could be season ending. They lost Dan Maher, obviously, with a broken leg last week against Werribee.
Yeah.
Against Werribee. And I think Jack Filet came off at halftime, around halftime, during that game also with a hamstring. But I see he's been named today to play.
That doesn't mean he'll play.
Well, that's true, but he's had the week break now. Whether it was just a slight hamstring or whether it was just something they just wanted to protect, knowing that their run forward was, or what their run forward was going to be, I'm not too sure. But with
Muir's still out as well.
I think Muir's playing.
He's playing. Yeah.
Wilson's the important one to me because I don't think there's a young kid, Lubke, come in against Werribee and played. He will improve, obviously, with time, and once he knows and gets to understand senior football, I think he will be better.
That's a bloke you told me was no good.
Did you say that?
I think you did.
Did I? I might have. Well, he did. It might have been during that game. He was learning his trade.
That particular game, and you're not going to expect too much.
Well, it was his first senior game. I think he'd only played 1 or 2 reserve games before he was called up, and I suppose the lack of height out there has led them to take that way. I know Casey Meehan was going to be running around the seconds this afternoon, so he can be, if he's obviously the body stands up, can be an important part for Inverleigh going forward. But without Luke Wilson, their season is going to be very, very tough.
It's a big loss of leadership as well. It's a few of those guys that have been there for a long time that, are your generals on ground that they're going to be missing. If Max Murdoch can play half the game he played last week, I think there's going to be a shoe-in because he was heads and shoulders above, I thought, personally.
Did you give him a vote, Smithy? Probably not.
No, I didn't.
He got 6 from me.
Yeah.
He was on fire. He had the body. He was everywhere. All day he was all over the packs. He was an absolute standout in my eyes.
You know why you're saying that? Because you can just watch the game.
Yeah. I didn't have to think about it.
All I did was watch the game. Didn't have to worry about what the next thing I was going to say and this and that. And I thought it was easy. That's all you're thinking about. Just sit back, relax, and watch. And my best players, I thought last week, without having to do anything else, was really, really easy. So I might just do that today. Do nothing, just pick the good votes.
But yeah, for me, initially I had Inverleigh ticked, but I think I'm going to go Belmont this time.
Yeah, I just think on their current form, I think Belmont for me, are playing some really good football. The outs for Inverleigh do concern me a little bit. And I think they're just going to be hard to fill up with, as I said, they've got to bring some players into their side. I haven't actually looked through their full list today. As I said, I know Jack Pollock was picked, and I think he will play, but that could change. But I think Belmont, for me, will win this game probably by a margin of just over 3 goals. I would think if they can go any further than that, then they're going really, really well.
I can worry if he's not 100% plays and doesn't properly. He misses 3 or 4. That'll be very, very dangerous to him.
Well, I suppose the important thing for me is just said, Grub, this week and next week they've got quality sides, and then I think they go back through.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you miss 4 or 5 with a hammy.
Yep.
And then take a couple to get back. At 4 and 4, they're still up with the pack. I tell you what, I hope it doesn't happen because he's a great kid and he's a great player. But gee, I tell you what,
it's
if
important
it does,
to their backline, their structure, their backline.
Oh yeah, their backline actually falls apart a little bit without him.
Yep.
I'm sorry, when he goes off in the middle of a game.
Yeah, and as I said, Dan Maher was also playing okay footy when he did his leg as well. Yeah. So
I think it extends more than the backline though. Like you'll see him at the back, he's directing the whole ground. So I think it leads back to that leadership thing of without him and Dalton, possibly Nomiel and Mann. It's a lot of those names that have been there for a long time.
They left out the best too. I think he's left him out too, but Donahue was still good love. I know you expect Donahue to get 4 million touches, isn't it? But he was still very good. He's still a very good player.
The good thing he does with him is if he only gets 10 touches, he doesn't waste them.
He don't waste them at all, no.
And usually picks the best options going forward. So they've still got some quality in that side. But and they get Condi back. I don't think he played that week up there. There was someone else they were brought in as well. So they are getting a couple of people back into their side, but there's a couple that are in there that, for me, structurally, that really sets them up. So anyway, that'll be, well, I suppose by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'll sort of know where they're going to be and where their situation will run for the next 2 or 3 weeks, because every game's going to be important from here on in. Our final game before we have a look at the game here this afternoon is Thompson taking on Winchelsea. And again, probably another game that you would think that on current form, Winchelsea would be far too good. And will they win it against Thompson out there, Grub?
Yeah, they will. They will. They're sitting 6th on the ladder, just outside on percentage. They're 128, so they're back a little bit on percentage. But that could change today, because if they could go out and have a massive, massive win today, they may well make up some percentage on the sides that are just in the 5. They beat Anarchy by 118 points. I still believe, I can't believe it. And of course Thompson lost to Belpost Hill by 89. So the form line shows that Winch will win, but there's been a couple of games this year when we really thought Winch were going to go all right, and they didn't. Against Belpost Hill, they kicked the first 2. And then looked $1 million, and then Belpost still kicked the next 11. So they are a little bit up and down. But they're going to have to be up today, as I said, because of that percentage. They got Cook playing well. Adams was in the Interleague one. He played okay in the Interleague. Yep. Indy Parish, of course. Gould kicked a couple. Gemmell and Trimmer kicked 4. I think he must be second to Zach Smith in the Wayne Tyquin medal. So he needs a bit of a bag just to keep in touch with Zach. For Thompson, Anderson, he's had a pretty good year. Jordan Cam's had a good year too. He's been a lot called upon, Jordan Cam, with all the other experienced players that have disappeared from the club, and he's really stood up and played pretty good footy. Blair, well, we saw Blair against Anarchy, and he was terrific, and he was good again last week. Eden, well, you said before that Gin was dominating the ruck and Carter maybe next. Well, this kid can play too, this Caleb Eden. Don't worry about that. And he's right up amongst the best ruckmen in the comp. Paul Davis, not the best for Thompson, but he kicked 3. So, and I remember he kicked a few against Werribee Central. So, look, they're hanging in there. Small ground. If it rains, you know what Lynch is like. Lynch will have some sort of a plan. Don't know if the plan will be to actually win the game. Oh, to start off with, it will. But at least keep it tight and make sure they go all right. But I still think Lynch will probably win. And probably the most telling point of that is that Mitchell picked him on in hashtag this morning. So when he picks against Thompson, so am I.
Well, that's pretty well.
What are you looking at?
Michael Batty doing the running for the side out here. He's blowing harder than I was when I walked across the ground.
Get off the ground, quick!
Yeah, so Tyler, as I said, Thompson, I think Grubby's right in what he said. I think Paul Lynch will have a defensive game set up first, and then if they can get the ball forward. They'll just take any luck they can get.
Yes.
You would think Winch on current form after last week's performance, their confidence will be up and hopefully try and continue that form on today.
Look, unfortunately, these are two sides I haven't seen much of this year, so my input's pretty irrelevant. But the one thing I can add to Grub was, Primer's on 33 for the year, Smith on 38. So go with that.
Yep, they've got some. I think they had a couple of players coming back in today. I think Cassidy Parrish had been out too. I think he comes back into their side, so he'll be bit of strength. Hey, no, I didn't hear that. And there was someone else I think I mentioned that was coming into their side. So they are getting some truth back into their footy side. And as I said, their performances over the last couple of weeks have been improved. So it won't be an easy game out there at Thompson this afternoon. But you would think that Winchelsea will be good enough to get over the top. Before we go into this last game, and that's our game here at East Geelong taking on Belpost Hill, we're going to take a short break, go back to the studio. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. We're back here at East Geelong this afternoon. The reserve game has just finished. Belpost Hill ran out victors by a goal. It was 42-36 was the final score. Just can't quite see the scoreboard unless that back door's open.
5-6 to 6-6.
There you go. Thanks,
And
Grub.
I tell you what, he's threw everything they had at the ladder leaders in the finish. And
Belpost still leading, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise they were on top of the ladder.
Yep. No, my word, they are.
So that's the good even contest out there this afternoon. So we can hope that will continue on into our senior game here this afternoon. I suppose when we sit back and we look at the side, Grub, both teams sit and pretty good. You look through players that are probably both sides have got a few players out, but there's not a lot to come back in. So we would expect this would be a great contest.
Yeah, well, I think it will. And it's very, very hard to pick because both sides have been just that little bit up and down. Belpost still, they've looked brilliant at times and they've had their little games where they didn't play so well. And East the same. Last time we saw East here, that was probably the worst I've seen them play for a while against Bannockburn, and they got beat reasonably easily. And yet they've come out, they beat Belmont last week, and I think only by 16 points, but Belpost still had a big win over Thompson by 89 points. But look, Ezard kicked 5 last week. Melville, Crombie, we needed a great game from Benny Crombie. Bissington's been pretty good down back all year. Payne, and I think Zach Smith might have kicked 4. We'll talk about him in a minute and their setups. But at Belpost, still young Banjo Hickey, I think he played interleague and played reasonably well.
He was good, actually. I was interested to see him play because
He's got some ability.
Yeah, he really looked good.
Yeah, he has. And young Hanley, I think I've said a bit about him before. His first couple of games, he was probably near best on the ground till half time and sort of, faded a little bit. But his last few games have been absolutely fantastic. Yates, the Rain and Whitley medalist, you'll always get stuff out of him, and young Saunders is pretty good too. Look, it's so hard. Their forward structure, East, I think, can be the best in the competition. They've got Zach Smith down there who's leading the Wayne Tyquin medal. They've got Ezard who's kicked 5 last week, and when he marks them, he clunks them and he kicks goals, and he's very hard to stop. A little bit up and down. We had a big game for him today. And the other bloke, Steele. Steele to me has been a little bit disappointing. He plays reasonable, but I just think for their forward line to function, they've got to get some sort of a setup. I was talking to Ned before, but I didn't tell him because he doesn't listen to me. But they've got to get a bit of a setup where they just bang it wide now and again and let him run, because he takes a tall defender and he's quicker than them all. He's got the most pace I've seen in a big bloke for a long, long time. And I really think they need a setup for him to run. The last time we saw them play, now I don't know if this happens every week, but the last time we saw them play, they kept going to Zach Smith no matter what, come hell or high water. Opposition teams are ready for that, and it makes it harder for Zach because he's got sometimes 2 and 3 on him. I think you've got to go back to playing natural football. You get the ball, come through the centre, get towards between centre and centre half forward, have a bloody look. I don't care if it's a bloke who's run down from the back line. If there's someone in a better position, kick it to him. Because if you keep going from Zach Smith all the time, and as I say, I don't know if they do it every week, but they did do it the last time we saw him. So open it up a little bit. He's good enough to get his own ball when he needs to, because he's a very good player. But, with Steele and Ezard firing, they've got a really, really good forward line. But Balpo still have got some boys back in their back line now. Your favourite, Caleb Basley's back. Sam Quinn's back. And their backline stacks up. They're a pretty good side. They've got a real strong backline. They've got a few out. Riley Dixon I really like, but he played here and apparently he's had hamstring problems. So he played in the twos today. I'd really like to see him back in the ones because I think he's got a great pair of hands, and that's what you need on St Albans. You do the hard work to get it down there. You need somebody to finish it off, and I think he can do it eventually. And the other bloke who does it too is Lockie Wilson. Lockie Wilson hasn't played since we had him at Balpo Still Anarchy. He got pushed into it and broke his jaw or cheekbone or something like that. Will Cairns is playing his first game since we saw them that day.
Yep.
After he got that sling tackle.
And against what's name? Yeah, against the Huff. Yep.
Yeah, he got 2 weeks for that.
Yep.
They 2 weeks for that, and poor old Waddy got offered him 4 for a fair bump. I don't understand him sometimes, but I had to get that in. You know that. So he's playing his first game for a while, or since that day. They kicked 5 goals to 1 in the last quarter, East, to overrun Belmont. So Ned's got them fit, and they'll play right till the final siren. I don't know. I like Balpo still. I like them a lot. But East, after a poor performance we saw here, I think they'll give us a lot better performance on their home ground today.
So you're tipping East?
No. I'll tip East, but I might change it by half time.
Well, the record over years, Balpo Silver always seem to have the wood on East Geelong. I don't know why that is, but it doesn't matter what team they've been able to put out there. They've always had success against them. They're going to be up against a challenge today. They have got Ren Lovett in the side as a backup ruckman to Brock Carter. We sort of spoke a bit about there. Do you think Ren Lovett can still be a value, or is a Liam Merrick a better option, do you think?
Oh, I'd love to know where he goes when he's not in there. Is he going to do, 70% forward line?
I don't think so.
30% in the ruck, 70% on the bench, 30% in the ruck.
That'd be more like it.
Would they attempt to put Brock Carter forward, do you think, and stretch the defence of East Geelong?
Well, I think he'd be the better option forward than Ren.
Yep.
Just like that, because and with Ren, what you do is you actually lose a little bit of mobility.
Yep.
Which is fine, but on a big ground you probably need that. And in St Albans in the finals, I'm not quite sure whether they can do that. They had a bloke with some mobility playing the twos here today in Liam Merrick, and I thought he may be the answer. But you never know; he might not be training. You don't know. But Ren made a comeback to sort of probably just sit here in the twos and finds himself back in the one. So. He's not one to shirk his responsibilities. Who knows? He might make us all look like fools and play a ripper.
And there's been a few times we've gone, Merrick's in seconds today. He put on a solid performance last year through the final series. We thought he'd done pretty well. One of the outs for Belpost, and I'm not sure if it's an injury or what it is, but Felix Jones is obviously not playing as well.
He's been out for a while, hasn't he? I
Yeah.
think too. I'm not
And
too
those
sure
two
why.
Jones boys, they can tackle. They lay a tackle and they make it hurt. But I think going back to the Lovett conversation, East is probably one of the bigger grounds we've got. That extra run, especially today, plenty of wind, bit of rain here and there. I think the run's going to be a big part of who's going to be able to get up. I really don't know where to go.
And Dylan Godwin's not on their side either, is it? And he's pretty important to them as well.
Oh, I didn't see him. Was he not in there? No, he's not.
He's not. No, he's one of the other ones that are missing from that side. So
they're on holidays too, maybe.
Well, he could. You wouldn't know. As I said, it just they're all different these days. They all take their time off and they do what they need to do. And as I said, sometimes circumstances arise where that's just the case. But as I said, in the old days, that would never have happened. Footy season was footy season, cricket season was cricket season, and everything in between was when you did start.
And Godwin's probably had a bit of a standout year as well. He's always been a great player, but he's taken a bit more leadership, I think, this year and has sort of really filled into his role a bit better than.
Good thing is he gives them a bit more, I suppose, variety because he can play back, he can play for the midfield, and he's got some size, so he could obviously, if they need to, could sit him as a forward. So makes it interesting to see what they'll do without him today. But as I said, they've obviously managed before, and they'll probably manage again this afternoon. Timmy Barton probably defensively start, I would think. I think he would go back to start the game, but again. You never know. On a day like today, they might switch him around. We've had the better conditions, but we think the rain is going to obviously come, and it's not obviously too far away. By looking there, the breeze is starting to get up, and you can sort of feel it coming in the box now. So, where the reserve game wasn't greatly affected by that, it could be very interesting to see what happens here at senior level.
So what if it comes in here from the front? I'm going home. You can do it by yourselves. Let me take this opportunity, boys, for the umpires today. David Chaston, the chairman of the umpires, and I think went for a spot on the board of the AFL bar. And I wish he had got it because I think he would have been the bloke for the job. But he's going to umpire today. Normie Douglas, he's been around a while. Normie, good umpire. And young Benny Smith, he's a youngster. Don't know where he's from, but he's earned his stripes in the big league. So well done, you three blokes. Boundaries are Adam Bell, Thomas Newster, and Alex Newster. The goal umpires Ollie Baker and Dwyer Jones.
There you go. So that's Grubby's team, and they're going pretty well.
We're going all right. We're doing a pretty good job. Don't worry about that.
Righto, gentlemen. Well, I just want a one word, or it might be 2-word answer. Who wins and why?
2-word answer.
Yep.
East Geelong.
Righto.
No, I don't. Look, I'll go for East, but you shouldn't tip against Belpost Hill. The boy said on the radio this morning, I think it was Stolk, he said, it could be the upset. Belpost Hill in an upset. Well, Belpost Hill is second on the ladder and East are fourth.
Yep.
So I don't see how that will be an upset. I don't think there's an upset here. This could be a right down to the wire, tough, fair dinkum game. I don't know.
Can I have 4 words?
Yep.
East, maybe, don't know.
East, maybe, don't know. That's 3.
Don't know. It's 2 words.
Don't know, you said.
No, all right, 3 words will do then.
You're stupid, aren't you? I tell you, the good thing about it is if you reckon there's a few blokes not here, I tell you he's not here, and it's much the better. That bloody idiot Tony Dozen, I think he's up north or out west. It's grouse to come and footy at Belpost Hill without him here. And I know he'll be listening.
Well, as I said, we were experiencing some nice conditions, but rain now has come in, and that could be set in for the rest of the day. So
I can't see.
Hey? It's going to make it tough. As I said, let's just hope there's no wind gets up and starts blowing the rain in this window because...
Well, I tell you what, if you're
very
sitting
hard.
in your car here and you're watching the game and listen to it on the radio and we get a couple wrong, shut up because you'll know how hard it is. This is unbelievable. It's raining. It's dark. I told KO to put the lights on early. They're on now. They got the lights on at 2:00 in the afternoon, and this is going to be bloody difficult, I can tell you.
Might have to shift some lights in for the GMHBA.
Yeah, it would be great playing under there. We must move the game over there.
Well, it was actually pretty funny because last week, as we said, we went out to Winchelsea, and I said, well, I left home. Conditions were not this wet, well, not this wet, but you know it had been raining. Got to Inverleigh, it was pretty much dry. About a kilometre out of Bannockburn, out of Winchelsea, it was as wet as you looked down the highway, and all you could see was rain. We got to the ground. was bathed in sunshine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And
I nearly turned the truck around halfway.
It was something I couldn't believe when I got across there, that the conditions over there were just spot on. And as I said, it lasted all day. But I was sort of hoping this might have stayed out till about 5 o'clock this afternoon, but definitely it's set in now, and it might be here for the rest of the day.
You know what I've got to say about all that, don't you?
Yep.
Go on.
It's wet weather football.
28 and sunny in Werribee. Well, it was when I left. It was beautiful.
Well, it wasn't too bad at home, but I don't think it was pretty overcast. I was expecting this actually a little bit of a drop of rain, but we didn't get it.
But you know what? Well, what really worries me is the poor old cameraman out there. He's going to get soaked.
Let's hope he's got the wet weather gear he said he did have. We can only hope that that's the case, because I said it's.
He might need a boat.
Well, he might need one to get home, because it's going to get wetter as we go through this day. Now I can tell you that both sides are now moving to the respective ends, and I would think East Geelong are going to kick to the we'll call it the Queenscliff Road end, and Belpost Hill. Queenscliff Road end.
Where's Queenscliff Road? That end?
Yeah, well, the Bellarine Highway, whatever it is, and the Belpost Hill, they're going to Gazania Park end, or GMHBA Stadium as they call it these days.
Oh, I know that end, because I can see it from
Did anyone walk through the middle prior to the game? What's it like out there?
I'd say it was tough, and now it's going to be very slippery.
Well, I don't know. I've done a magnificent drop kick and done a hammy, so
can't imagine it's going to be too good for players in there. I don't reckon many of these blokes that have screw-in boots or living with anything tread on them, so it's going to be very slippery.
A few of those blokes know each other out there. They have a bit of a grin before the game and a shake hand. It's good to see.
Ruckman?
Yeah, and the little bloke Banjo Hickey had a bit of a chat with Kasparians. I don't know where they come from.
Well, there you go.
Good luck, Dan.
So our game is just about to start here. Umpire with ball in hand. And we are underway. Ball thrown up. Both ruckmen go at it. Picked up by McIntyre. Ball comes down towards Carter. Handball's outside. Goes to Bryans. Goes back further for Shuren. Put the ball down. Probably dropped it in the end. Minari picks the ball up. He goes into the half-forward line. That's good use. And good use it was, because the mark taken out there by Zach Smith in the forward pocket.
Thank God Archie's not here. He would have jumped out the box. Where's my TV?
Barrett.
So Zach Smith now, an opportunity very early in this first quarter from the pocket. Again, distance won't trouble him from here. Good kick of the football normally. He steps up, kicks that goal. He might have left that a bit narrow, I think. He has, and umpire says it is through for a minor score. Positive start there. He thought he had, but it wasn't.
He just ran across there to celebrate and never went anywhere near it.
No, they're trying to talk the umpire into it, maybe. Caleb Baseley back in the side and kicking the ball in from full back. Goes pretty much straight up the ground. Yates in front, doesn't take the mark. Goes back towards ground, picked up in there. Hickey came through.
Well, that's all the man.
Possession. And there's going to be a free kick. No, it's not.
He's missed it. He sort of dragged him off about 10 steps. I don't know how he missed that.
So umpire with ball back in hand, point of the centre square. This time Carter got up. Ball comes down. McIntyre, clean hands, gives the handball outside. Again, kick didn't travel too far. Yates won't be paid that mark. Didn't travel far enough again. Hickey on hands and knees. Yates back over it. Player over the top. Pushing the backs as the umpire. Free kick going to Jack Yates. Defensive side centre wing. Short kick around the boundary line. Mark was nearly made good by Sanders. Campbell's over the top. The umpire said, no, it wasn't. It was a throw.
Was it?
Well, I didn't see it quite clearly, but umpire said it was there. Free kick going back to Johnny McIntyre. Defensive side centre wing, chips up again, goes back to the half-forward line. Ball through the hands of Baseley and over the boundary line. Throw-in will take place. Back in the half-forward line again for East Geelong. Long sleeve jumpers now for some of those boys. Just become a little wetter now. So umpire with ball to ready start play. Experience. No, either ruckman doesn't get the hands on it. Carter takes it from that contest, kicks back towards the centre wing, kicked up, cleared away, visiting through the contest. Again, back into the half-forward line.
Not a good kick.
Nicely read out there by Bannister it was, and he goes short over the top as he finds his teammate there in Handley. So from the defensive side, half-back line goes back to true centre true centre wing. Kasparian got his hand in there. Ball ends up in the hands of McIntyre. Handball's outside. Goes back towards the boundary line. Picked up out there by McComb. Got his handball back inside. Vicenden taken high, was he? Umpire, yes, said it was. And he's going to win a free kick. So Vicenden, again, still in centre wing. We thought the play would be over the far side. It's all been this side, so it's helped us out quite a bit here. Long kick going back into the forward line. Ezard tries to manoeuvre himself to the right place. Payne dropped the mark, basically on hands and knees, just kicks it along the ground. Belpo still with some numbers around that contest now. Umpire's going to call for it back. And it's going to be a ball up. So we've gone just on 2.5 minutes here, first quarter. And it is East Geelong 1 behind. Belpo still yet to score.
Let's hold the ball. Young Hanley tried to run out of defence, but he got caught there. There was a pretty good tackle there by Jeremy Hollis. He'll get the ball on the wing position, half forward, puts it deep into the forward line. Again, he's looking for Smith, probably interfered with, but the ball's punched over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Might have been a little unlucky. Not much of a crowd there to get the ball back, Smithy, but well, there's a bloke just handball worse than my drop kick. I think he's done his shoulder. Well done, bloke. In it comes now. Boundary umpire throws it in deep in East Geelong's forward pocket. Looking for a second opportunity. Throws it in. Up they go in the ruck. Big fellas would be Bannister going up there. And Ezard Bannister gets a punch away. Goes to Tommy Bryant. Tommy Bryant tries to handball to Yates. Comes off Yates' knee, so I think it's a throw-in. They're asking for a free kick, but I reckon it was off the knee. Is it inside the 50? I think so. So a throw-in will be the result. And it comes again. We're going to get this scrambly stuff all day in this weather unless the rain stops. In it comes now. Carter now in ruck with Kasparian. No one can pick the ball up. Goes to the bottom of the pack. Carter does eventually. Gets a handball out. Goes to McLean. McLean back to McIntyre, but it's smothered off the boot from McIntyre and goes over the boundary line for yet another throw-in. And as I said, Smithy, I think we're going to get this for a lot of the day.
As long as it's this side of the ground.
But if it's this side of the ground, I don't care because I can actually see it. I sound like Lou Richards here because I can see him. Or Mike Williamson. And he comes down, the umpire, takes his time. Ball will be a bit slippery, but it's a really good throw-in. Up they go. Up they go for the ruck. Carter gets it over the top. Comes out to McIntyre now. McIntyre gets it back to McComb. McComb puts it in the centre of the centre half forward. Up they go. No one can take the mark. Comes out. Oh, beautifully picked up there by, I think that was Kasparian. The boy in the ruck, he's looking for Zach Smith. Can't quite pick it up. Gets a shove. Play on's the call. Out it goes now. Belpo still alive, but East Geelong come in beautifully, but can't pick it up. Oh, it's scrambling out there. Umpire's going to have to step in a minute, I think, although the ball's ricocheting around. Over they go. The umpire says, give it to me, and I'll pull it up. Up goes the big fellas. Kasparian and Carter. Carter a bit too big that time, goes to Yates. He's tackled. The umpire says, give it back to me. We'll have another crack at it. Centre half forward position. East Geelong score and end. Up it goes. Big Brock Carter. He's got good position there. Gets it out to Yates. Yates comes over. He comes over to Stone, is it?
Yep.
Over, right up to the forward line now. Half forward flank for Belpo still. Costello goes over the top of the player. Didn't give a free kick away. And now the umpire says, I'll ball up. But this time, it's on the half forward flank for Belpo still.
So right with the forward 50 here. Kasparian already made his way down to the ground. Carter Ness just arriving. By the ball thrown up. Again, Carter just protected the space there. I reckon Handley over the top was be high, and he's going to win a free kick there. So Handley will kick the ball. This is the important one. Unfortunately, it's gone right along the ground. Fanning's there, but he's got support by Kasparian. Ball comes out again. Handball goes forward. Runs back towards the goal square. Oh, high tackle, was it? Umpire, no, he's let it go. So it's still happening around the top of the goal square. Ball kicked across the ground. McComb picks the ball up. Did that okay. They actually faked the handball, then kicked the ball back towards centre wing. Steele leads in the race. Got a hand on it. Ball will go over the boundary line. No, he's just kept it in, has he? No, he hasn't. Gone over the boundary line, so a throw-in will take place. Like a Vento with the job on Steele. Want to have quick legs there.
Yeah, well, he'd be the one for it because he has got a bit of pace, Nick.
Again, umpire now with ball in the hand in between half forward, centre wing. Belpo still in attack. Ball comes front of the contest, going through there. It was going to be picked up for Shuren. Again,
he
ball
kicked
goes. He must have, I think. There, everyone's turning around and running.
Fast touch free.
Free kick going to East Geelong. Again, they go back into their half-forward line. Mark not taken in front. Basically brings ball to ground. Crombie Knight was clean. Picked the ball up, got the handball out in front of Steele. He's on the left boot from the pocket. Actually went the banana from the pocket and didn't bring it back anywhere near far enough. And it's out of bounds, and the full free kick will go to the Belpost Hill side, and that will be taken by Tanner Martin. From behind the goal post. Eased off. Now it comes again, the rain. So Martin now from the side of the behind post decides just to kick straight up the ground. Half forward line. Carter comes out. Mark not taken. Picked up out there. And again, the handball comes from Handley. Ball kicked round the body. That was some nice clean pick up again there by Stone. Got the handball inside. Bashurin kicks the ball off the ground. Valuable ground it'll be. Picked up. Cozzy, nice work outside the Barton. Barton's got a teammate outside. Hickey runs past. Missed the handball, but collected the ball off the ground. Little chip over the top. Now they're in space. Jones, can he continue to run? Steps around one. Ball stripped out of his hands. Not too sure what that was, but that was tremendous play. Saved a definite goal. Umpires actually called for play to go on. It was actually Beasley or Beansell that was...
Beansell.
Yeah, it was. That was a great bit of play. And
that was a goal.
It was done and dusted.
He was gone for all money, Jack Beansell.
Forward pocket area. Ball thrown up. Barton uncontested in that ruck contest. McIntyre works his way through, picks the ball up. Handball goes back, picked up out there. Shot for goal, lands in the square. Touched. Actually, it was pushed off the boot.
No.
Umpire said touched. And Jack Yates was the player that got boot to ball.
He thought it was a goal too.
It's been touched off the boot. So we have scores tied away at one behind each. That was a bit of a push in the back. Umpire said, well, it was a mark. Not too sure. Flacavento goes inside. Mark spoiled. Ball comes to ground. Again, Hickey on the left boot. Back to the goal square. Mobile's there. Couldn't take it clean on the half volley. Kept it alive. Ball comes out now. And it's going to be run away out there by Martin. Hickey's got the handball outside. Ball goes back towards centre wing. Now it's on the ground. Ezard didn't pick the ball up, but packed it behind himself. Now he picks it up. Handball's outside. That was nicely done. Looking for Crombie in a little bit of space, being pushed towards the boundary and over. And we will have a throw in. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Clubroom side. Ball to be thrown back in once again. Stein Mulville, he's doing the ruck work, takes it out of the contest. Handballs over the top towards Power, try to kick it off the ground. And, sorry, Ollis it was. And he's missed. I don't think he made contact with it, did he?
Oh, that's got it. Oh,
it was a handball.
I think he sucked him in. That should have been a throw-in, I think.
Well, I think there was a handball came from what's name. If he didn't touch it, then it is right. That is the correct one. So a ball now kicked back towards centre wing. Yates is there. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Carter couldn't pick it up. Jaden Fanning was tackled and brought to ground without the ball. I thought it would have been a free kick, but a ball now in Belpost Hill's hands. Hickey handballs back inside. That was nicely done to Stone on the right boot into the pocket, taken by Costello. So he's outside his range here, I would think.
Yeah, especially in this weather.
So he's going to need to find some options.
East Geelong with a
lot of options back to cover it off. He goes long, back towards the goal square. Barton's up, one hand, brings it to the front of the contest. Ball's kept in play. Now it's going to be picked up out there. I think McLean had it in front of himself, put it along the ground. Costello got himself through the contest, got the handball out the back. A lot of pressure out there. Ball goes over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. It'll take place about 25 to 30 out from the goals. Big Granny Lovett on the ground now. Should have the size here to beat Mulville. Does so, brings it to ground. Yates through the contest, handballs over the top, outside. Again, no clear pickup at this point. Ball running away from their goal, but Belpost Hill now have the ball picked up. I reckon that might have been Hickey once again. Goes to Yates. Yates kicks the ball long back into their forward line and visited and read that nicely. And that'll be 50. Mm-hmm. Should be.
And it is.
And it will be. So ground today is valuable. Don't need to do those sort of things.
No, you didn't have to do that. This is big for Belpost Hill. If Lovett can get on top.
So the ball now is taken back into the middle of the ground. Short kick, ends up in the hands of Purdy. He plays on now, takes every bit of ground he can get and goes to the half-forward line. Flacavento's out in front. Ezard took it out of his hands. He comes to ground, tackle laid. He had no prior opportunity there.
He did take a step. He's a little bit lucky.
Ball up was going to take place at centre forward. So again, 12 minutes in, first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, one behind each.
Up goes the ball now. Almost get a bit of a tackle. Play on's a call. Could have gone either way. Ball back under the knee, underneath the pack. And the umpire says, give it to me. And this is going to be scrambling all day, isn't it? I think the thigh that just keeps going and going and going will get across the line. The big fellas go up there. A tap out by Lovett. Comes out of the defensive bell post, still up into the wing position. Nobody can pick it up now. They do. It could have been big Jacob Nolan. Goes over to Stone. Kicked off the ground by Belpo, still towards Costello on the flank. Can't pick it up, but he gets a nice little tap out. Unfortunately, the bloke he tapped it to had 6 blokes on him. And the umpire says, give it to me, and I'll ball up again. And I tell you what, they're going to earn their money today, the field and boundary umpires, because they're going to do more ball ups and boundary throw-ins than they've ever done. Up it goes. Big Lovett. It's tapped out by Kasparian. Comes down to East Geelong now. Picked up by Minari. Minari on the right, put out towards the wing position for East Geelong. He's looking for Benny Crombie. He grabs the ball, Crombie, but tackles straight away. Gets away from his opponent. Umpire says he's gone too far and could have got rid of it. And it goes against Benny Crombie. And I can't see how far he's going to take that free kick. Might be Hanley, can't quite. Sure, goes over to Vishuran. Over the top comes the defence, but Vishuran can't quite pick it up now. Now he gets back onto the ball, underneath the pack. Pi's going to ping him for taking it in, and I'm not sure that he did. I'm not sure that he did, McComb, but anyway, Vishuran's got the footy. He puts it out towards the wing position for Bellpost Hill, and that's taken there by David Hanley. Hanley spends a bit of time looking to where he's going to go, and he looks for Cherkoff. Cherkoff looks like a gunner handball, goes for a small kick. Is it 15? Yes, the umpire says it is, and it goes to Jenkins. Jenkins back to Hanley. Hanley's put it right in the chest of Barton. No, can't quite take it in the wet weather. Picked up again by East Geelong. They're trying to get it out of their half-back line now. Mobile can't get it. Crombie does. Gets a handball. Comes over. Oh, beautiful tackle. Play on the call. No, hold the ball. I don't know whether there was prior opportunity there, but the umpire said there was. And the free kick will go to Jenkins. Haven't seen much of this kid, so it'll be good to see him play today. Jenkins now just kicks it long in hope, really. He's looking for the big fella, Carter. Nobody can take the mark. Costello gets a left foot kick off the ground for Bellpost into the forward line. But the umpire's going to play a free kick here to Bellpost. I'm bugging him. I know what that was for, Smithy. I didn't see it.
Bit too far away for me, Grub.
Yes, I didn't see it. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but I didn't see it. But Bellpost still now. They get a free kick.
For sure, I reckon.
Looks like it's the other Vishuran. Is it Henry? Lockie. This could be Lockie. It is too. Lockie Vishuran. 30 metres out, 35, directly in front. In he comes for Bellpost Hills first. Puts the boot into it. Oh, he sprayed it. No, it's come back. That's a beautiful kick in the finish, and it's a goal to Bellpost Hill. That's their first for the day. And they will move on to now. Have they kicked a point at all, Smithy?
Yeah, 1-1.
So they're 1-1-7.
To one behind.
East Geelong are 1 behind on the, I think it might be the Buckley's Entertainment scoreboard. Wow.
That was hard work for them.
It was hard work. I didn't see the free. It was a long way from us. But I tell you what, they're going to take it every time, aren't they?
Looking back, I believe it was a push off the ball.
Okay.
So
that'll do me. If it's off the ball, I'm glad. That's why we didn't see it. We're watching the footy.
So now umpire just waiting for the ball to come back in. Randy Lovett going in to do some ruck work. I put Carter the full forward just to stretch the defence a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't far off taking a grab too. As I said, I think he'd be better at forward than the big fella in.
So the ball now thrown up in the middle of the ground.
Someone's running the square.
Free kick is going to go to East Geelong. So Kasparian gives the ball out to Bissenden. Bissenden goes quickly into their half-forward line. Steele out in front. Gee, that ball just took off when it hit the ground. Steele couldn't get hold of it, and the ball's gone over the boundary line. So it's going to be a throw-in which will take place.
It's like a bar of soap now, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. It's going to be tough out there.
Yeah.
Get the body behind it. You'll notice you get a true line.
You see a couple of the Costello a couple of times grabbed it first grab. Hard to do.
Forward line, Bannister looks like he's doing the ruck work up against Ezard. Both players, they turn underneath the ball. Handball goes out the back. Minari goes back towards the boundary line. Cherkoff picks the ball up off a step. Round the body, goes back towards the half forward line or the half back line. And it's Marcus taken there by Visson.
He must have paid it. It must have been touched off the boot or something. He didn't pay it. He was never going to either. I was watching him.
Brock Carter's moved himself back down the ground. Red Lover taking another spell. Ball comes from that contest. Picked up McIntyre. Handballs out the back. Goes back to Visson. Again, long kick into their forward line. And it landed inside the field of play. Yes, it did. That'll be a throw in which will take place. Actually out in the full. So it's going to be a free kick going to Bell Post Hill now. Not too sure what the umpire that was there didn't call that.
Oh, me either. It nearly hit him on the foot. So
Bashurin from the back pocket now goes straight down the line towards the half-back line. Coming up, Carter takes the mark. Can look to switch the ball. Little short kick going across the ground. This will be dangerous. It has to hit the target. Didn't. Hickey went after it. He can't pick the ball up. He's there to put some pressure on. East Geelong through McIntyre emerge with the ball. Go back into their forward line. Bannister's there.
Free kick to Bannister.
And a free kick will go to Daniel Bannister. Just his body's pretty well nicely there. Kick across the ground. Again, some dangerous stuff in this weather, but they've got to take the ball and get it to where it's best advantage for the team. And it's now Martin out there on the other side of the ground. He takes another short kick, goes straight up the ground. That was made good. Mark taken out there. Might be Jenkins, I think. So still inside defensive 50, East Geelong's attacking end. He goes out wide, back towards centre wing once again. Barton up over the top, doesn't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Belpo still had some numbers around it. Handball back towards the boundary line. It will be a free kick this time.
Throw, I think.
Again, looks like it was. It's going to be a free kick going to McComb on the far side of the ground. So McComb now attacking side of centre wing, goes back into their forward line, back towards Bannister and Ezard. Ball through their hands, back to the boundary line. Vashurin, he sees it over, and we'll be having another throw-in which will take place. 25 round from East Geelong's goal, so an opportunity here. Rain has eased off considerably now, so we might get something a little bit better to watch, but the ground will be slippery. Ball thrown back in front of the contest. And
I wish you'd turn your phone off, mate.
I said, bloody scammers keep annoying the crap out of me.
Well, what's the worst, scammers or Mitchell?
Willie Kerrin's now kicking into them from the back pocket, goes back out towards the half-back line again. Ball back from the boundary line throw in. Well, it's going to go back nearly to where it came from with a big contest there. But it's over the boundary line again. So as we tick towards 20 minutes in this first quarter, it is Belpo still 1-1. They lead East Geelong 1 behind.
Should be a good spot to be watching from the canteen today.
Yeah, or the bar next door.
Bannister and Ezard now as it comes in and tap over the front from Ezard, but goes back to the Bell Post Hill player. Tackled by Crombie. A high tackle's been paid against Crombie there.
He threw his head back. I'm not quite sure that was I.
Yes, sucked in there by the umpires. So out along that far side we go now towards Carter. It's just slipped through. Carter with the handball back now and forward again to the big pack out on the far wing side. It's going to be punched over the line and we're going to have another throw in right in front of the East Geelong bench. So who's going to come up? So we're going to have Carter now and Kasparian in the ruck throughout the middle of the ground. Umpire finds the ball and some grip. And in it comes. So Carter works the front spot there, but went over the back, hands out to McIntyre for East Geelong, clears the pack, gets the clearance and kicks it out wide to the centre of the ground. So leading Ezard, followed by Bannister, quick hands off there and it hits the ground again, but handballed out by Ollis again now onto Crombie, in and under. Turned over though to Tanner Martin, and a free kick's been paid to East Geelong for Ollis there, who goes bang, smashes it forward to the hand of Zach Smith, who gets a foot to it, but has just put it through the behind there.
His second behind of the afternoon. Basically now coming in to do some work from the full-back position, kicking in once again. Looks like he's going to come broadcast side this time. Comes out towards centre wing. Martin there. Ball, actually, Jack Yates in front of the contest. He's called on the umpire out to Handley. Handley now handballs the ball over the top, goes to Bryans. He's kicked smothered off the boot, and it's been thrown over the boundary line. And there's going to be a throw-in which will take place right here in front of where we sit.
He threw Hanley to the ground there. The umpire didn't see it.
So the ball thrown back in. Ruck contest. Carter, ball goes out the back. No player with hand on ball, just so kicked off the ground there by Kasparian. That was well done. Goes in towards their centre half forward position. Running across the ground, Basically quick pick up, goes back towards centre wing, gets to McLean of East Geelong. He puts the ball back and basically read it. Didn't finish the mark off over the top. Ball now sits under him. Needs to feed it out, but he's actually worked it. The Crombie sits over it now, and he's going to be pinged for dragging it in. So
you got to use a bit of common sense here on the wet day.
yeah,
You know, maybe you let a bloke first pay the mark that basically held it for a long time in the wet, and then when the ball hits the ground, the players are going to jump on it. A little bit of common sense.
basically out wide now back towards centre wing. Kasparian did nicely, belts it towards the boundary line, and another throw in will take place. Again, back clubroom side of the ground. And probably just a little bit closer to centre wing than their half forward line for East Geelong. Kasparian and Carter do ruckwork. Kasparian in front of the contest. Ball runs. Picked up bell post hill, kicked back towards centre wing, coming through McLean. He had it taken out of his hands. Ball was kicked, but then umpire said there's a holding decision, and it's going to, was it McLean that's going to win it?
The players aren't exactly sure. But it looks like McLean for me.
Yeah, definitely East Geelong. It is McLean out there on the far side. So he has got the ball, and it will kick from centre wing. He drives it pretty high again. Marking conditions not great out there. Ezard pushes his man under the ball, picked up by Crombie, goes back towards the pocket. Smith, smart.
No, it's gone out.
I tell you
it's gone out of bounds.
Has it?
It's gone out of bounds back there, I think.
Because that effort by Smith was nearly going through for a goal.
Thought it did go through nearly.
The boundary umpire said it went out of bounds right in front of the canteen. By the looks of it.
Oh, well, it's got to come back. Well, if he kicked it out of mid-air, we shouldn't be out in the full.
No, ball went out of bounds. Did it back here somewhere?
Oh, did it? Oh, that kick from the player there meant
Yeah.
it was out of bounds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The boundary umpire picked it up pretty early.
Yep.
So did Grubby Cases. Not like these other two blokes in here. You're about to do a big Jake Smith, Archie Burley love affair. You were.
It was going to be a rash goal. He had been able to put it through, I can tell you. So, ball now thrown back in. Umpire, front position. Bannister taps it back down towards the front of the pack. Steele was on the march, but couldn't pick the ball up. Sees it back over the boundary line.
I tell you what, when he blew the whistle to say out of bounds, it was back between the bar and the canteen, and they gained 20 metres. They threw it back in about 20 metres forward.
Said not too many people keen to get out there and get the ball back for the umpires at the moment.
It's a miserable day here.
Yes, no, ball thrown back in again. Similar position to last. This time Ezard front position, taps it down, picked up Minari, goes out the back towards Steele, a little bit of time and space, looks up towards goal. I tell you what, that's a great finish.
Oh!
And Steele has got his first on the board, and East Geelongs, they move to 1-1 and ties things up as Bellpost Hill are also 1-1. We've gone 26 minutes. First quarter, Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, I said before the game Steele had some pace, and he might have only went about 3 or 4 steps, but he did them so quick that no one went with him, which meant he kicked the ball without any pressure. It was a beautiful kick, and I would believe a contender for Connectel. Yes, that's right, Connectel, goal of the day.
May not have too many contenders today, so
No, that might be our winner.
Take him wide, you can get him.
2 starting ruckman back in the middle. Carter versus Kasparian. Up it goes. Oh, no one even touched the footing. And then a fresh air shot from Kasparian. Picked up by Hickey, who's in the middle today. Puts it up towards the half-forward flank for Bellpost Hill. Comes out to Barton. Barton can't pick it up. He does now. Gets onto his right boot. It goes towards the boundary line. No one can pick it up again. And the ball will go over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Now, I tell you what, it stayed and hung in. But good effort there by, who was that bloke? That was Payne.
Yeah.
Good defensive work by him. And the ball will be thrown in deep in the forward pocket for Bellpost Hill. Same 2 ruckmen are going to go at it again. This time Payne's got the spot, but it wasn't Carter, actually. It was Red Lovett. He goes out towards, I think it was Jones, was it? Not quite sure, over the top. No, it might have been Stone. Yates can't pick it up. Connects, he just accidentally collected the East Geelong player on the way through a little bit high. And the free kick will go, who's that, Smithy?
Yeah.
Pretty hard to tell out there when they're facing you. But it's East Geelong anyway on the half-back flank. We'll go up towards the wing position. He was looking for the big fella in Melville, but Carter's there for the punch away. Over they come. No one can pick it up, and the ball's run out of bounds. And I'm just trying to pick that bloke up.
Oh, Peter Visitant.
It was Visitant, was it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's been predominant in his first quarter, Visitant. In it
No.
comes now. The two big fellas in a ruck push each other out the way, and no one goes near it again. Ball's kicked off the ground, hidden the bell post still direction. No one can pick it up. There they go. Almost a pick up by Beardsall, but he couldn't hold on to it. Now it's just a kick out of the pack up towards Carter. Carter can't take the mark. Yates picks it up and gets a handball. The handball goes out to Stone. Stone back to Carter. Carter, a funny old kick to two blokes who are lying on the ground. Don't know why. Over they go. The umpire's going to say he jumped in the middle of his back.
They were scrapping. They're still having a go.
Yeah, they're still having a go, but the free kick will go to McLean now. McLean for East Geelong in the back pocket, half-back flank area. Going to go to the wing position. Up they go now. Benny Crombie in the van. The little fella couldn't take the mark. Comes over now. Can't be picked up. Oh, it's a terrible trying to pick that ball up. It's been picked up, but Plowens, of course, going to be a sling tackle. And they're not too happy about it. There's a bit of a punch on in the middle of the ground, but nothing too bad. A sling tackle. I don't think it's a report. I think it might be. Is that McLean or is it Payne? It is
Payne.
It is Payne. Now, Payne gets the free kick. Sling tackle. He's all right. In the centre of the ground for East Geelong. Puts it up towards the half-forward flank. Bounces in the middle of a pack. I don't know how that happens. Out they come. Bell post. The defence punches it towards the boundary line. I think that may well have been, I don't know who it was. I can't see that far. It was young Tanner Martin. And the ball rolls over the line and out of bounds. And I guess soon as though it's 14 miles away, Smithy, it's back here.
Thanks, Grub. You're a good man. So in between half forward, centre wing. Again, East Geelong still in their attacking end. So ball thrown back in. Love it doing the ruck work. And Kasparian's also there. So he's done most of it for East Geelong. He'll get a cutout from Benny Mulville, I think, at some stage.
Well, that's changed the whole scenery. With these two big blokes for Bell Post Hill, I think Kasparian's going to have to ruck most of it. Otherwise, they're going to get beaten in that ruck.
He's got the size, and he's the only one that has got it out there. Unless they chuck Ezzard up, but they won't risk him from there, I would have thought. So ball from that contest. Ball comes out. Yates picks the ball up. Handballs over the top. And it was going to come through. Wallace delivered that nice out of the contest, but couldn't take clean possession of it. Bell Post Hill player with ball, but tackled straight away. Umpire comes in and will ask for the ball back.
It's so hard because as soon as you get tackled, you fall to the ground and the bloke falls on your back. And it could easily be the same as up the other end, you know.
The ball again thrown up by the umpire. Front of the club rooms. Ball from Kasparian out the back as the siren sounds to end the first quarter here this afternoon, which sees East Geelong and Bell Post Hill, east sides, going in at 1-1. Goal kickers are Andrew Steele for the East Geelong side and Lockie Vashurin for Bell Post Hill. We'll come back. Robbie will let you know what's going on here this afternoon, or Tyler might even be doing that. And we're going to take a short break. Come back. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, welcome back. As we said at quarter time, it's actually East Geelong 1-2. They lead Belpost Hill, who are one behind. Other games around the league. Werribee 28 lead Corio 7.
Hang on, what was that?
Huh?
What was that score?
Which one?
Ours.
Werribee.
No.
1-2 to 1-1.
Oh, you said one behind. I was going to say Belpost kicked the goal.
Yeah. Corio 7, Werribee Central's 28. Geelong West, and that I haven't got a score there. Anarchy 6, Bannockburn 12, Inverleigh 13. That's better. I'm having trouble hearing myself there. Belpost still, Inverleigh 13, Belmont Lions 15, and Thompson 15 lead Winchelsea 9 behind. Oh, it's not 9 points, I should say. So
they kicked 9 points.
No, they haven't. It's 1-3. 9 points.
I tell you what,
yeah.
That score check you've just given is the worst ever given in the history of the GDFNL.
Yeah, no, I was a bit confused.
I hope Eric Nichols is not listening. I tell you.
We haven't got, as I said, I can't get the Giants up on my phone, so I'm not too sure what's on that. But anyway, Grub, how did you see the first quarter?
Well, I suppose just like the rest of us, it'd be easy to sit here and say how entertaining it was with great skills, but the weather's really buggered us up here today because the ball is that slippery. As you said, a bloke handballed, it's zipped off. It's unbelievable. It's very hard to catch the ball. It's very hard to pick it up. You know, there's a pair of sure hands down one end with Zach Smith and Cozzy at the other end, but you know, a lot of fumbling balls. 400 throw-ins, 200 ball-ups. It's just wet weather football at its best. I don't know if any side can break away here in these conditions. It's going to be just a war of attrition. But it's funny because we don't see many games like this. I remember when you and I played, Smithy, it was like this every second week.
Yeah, pretty much.
You seem to get used to it. But these boys aren't used to the ball bouncing around and skidding around like that. So it's not a pretty game, but I tell you what, it's pretty tough out there. It's pretty hard. And I think that's going to be the case for the whole afternoon. And probably in every other game in Victoria as well.
Yes, as I said, there'll be some people out there that are really loving the rain, and unfortunately us, we're not here at the moment. Ball from the middle of the ground. Carter picks the ball up, or got the ball out towards his teammate, ends up in the hands of Assurin there, kicks around the body, goes back into their half-forward line. Ball is heading towards the boundary line. Player to lead the race for the ball was Saunders, but he can't keep it in the field of play, and it goes over the boundary line. So again, clubroom side, the ball is in the half-forward flank area. Kasparian doing the ruck work, and again, Carter with him. I don't think either player got a hand on the ball. Picked up out of there, Jenkins got the handball to his teammate, and I can't see who that was. Picked up out there again, Payne, tried to work his way through the contest. A number of people around there, or players around the contest this time, umpire will ask for it back.
I think it might have been Dylan Whitney down underneath there.
Actually, I haven't seen Dylan Whitney out
That's where he was. That was him then that grabbed it.
So it's unusual not to have called him during the first quarter. So we may have missed him on the far side, but the ball's again picked up. Yates, I think it was, put the ball into the half-forward line. Mark will not take it again. Umpires let things go. He said there's a push in the back, and free kick will go to East Geelong out there. Might be McLean once again, I think. So he's going to now deliver the ball from inside defensive 50, go back towards the centre wing position. Little push under the ball there, I would have thought. Steele got away with one there. Handballs back inside. Nolan, that was nicely picked up for a big fellow. Steps around, needs to kick it, did so, went into their half-forward line. Bannister leads in the race for the ball. Doesn't try to pick the ball up. Got some support there. Churkop couldn't pick the ball up. Smith tackled without the ball. This time it was Clacavento gets the ball out. Good vision, and the mark has been taken out there by Baseley. Inside defensive 50, ball being kicked now back towards centre wing. Player going back to the fly of the ball was pretty good effort there by Saunders, but he couldn't take the mark, knocked it further afield. Player kept his eyes on the ball there was Jenkins. I reckon he was tackled high, says the umpire. Free kick will go to that player. He's been okay in the first quarter. Picks the ball up, runs away from the contest, then slips over. Oh, I don't know, it was a trip. He grabbed his shorts, didn't he?
That's what I thought.
So now the ball from that position, centre wing, is going to be delivered into the half-forward line. Whitney's there, didn't take the mark, goes to McLean, tackled, ball comes out in the tackle. Now sits underneath both players. Umpire has done the right decision there and will call for a ball up once again. So again, still in the attacking end for Belpost Hill. This time, Kasparian brings the ball back towards the boundary line, picked up by Barton, handballs off or goes back towards Whitney. He's kicked forward, Bissenden in the spot, takes the mark, delivers the ball across the ground. Kick had to be good and was, found his teammate out there in McComb. So he's now probably at the true centre half forward position or centre half back from his side. Asked to play on now by the umpire. Goes to clubroom side of the ground, goes out wide.
Bad
Didn't have the depth on it, and the mark has been taken out there by Basely. So the ball's going to come back as quick as it went out.
You can see some votes coming here.
And he needs to play one good quarter. You know that, Grub. Ball goes back into their half-forward line. Good spoil from behind there. And it was from Payne. Ball goes back towards their boundary line. This time it's over the boundary line and a throw-in to take place. 4 minutes in this second quarter. Scores remain unchanged. East Geelong at 1-2. Bellpost Hill 1-1.
Umpire comes in now, throws in. Big Carter again in Casperian. That'll happen for most of the day. Carter gets the knockout. Picked up by East Geelong. No one can get it out, though. It's still in the middle of the pack. Boys, a handball comes out of the pack towards the goal front from Bellpost Hill, but it comes back and Vashurin takes a mark. That's young Lockie. He's on the half-forward flank. Too far out to score for Bellpost. Gets the ball now. Puts it in towards the forward line. Looking for a big mark. Nobody can take it. Yes, they can. I think that's a mark. Had the two grabs. Geez, that was a good mark. Wow.
Hanley did that pretty well, didn't he, Grub?
Yeah, he did. And I was looking for a big bloke, but Hanley, a midfielder, came down, and that was more just sheer class. Got the hand to it in the wet, tapped it to himself, took the second one, comes in 25 metres out on an acute angle. The umpire looks back over his head. I think he's pretty happy with it, the umpire. Bellpost Hill surely are. And there's a goal to Bellpost Hill and David Hanley. Bellpost Hill now 2-1-13. And East Geelong are 1-2-8. And we're now on the Elders IXL scoreboard. What do you reckon, Tyler? He's not watching.
Sorry. Yeah, like it was a great grab, especially with McIntyre right in his back there. Just couldn't get over in front of him, but well taken and desperately needed. Any score is going to be extremely important today. So
that's why it was so important, yeah.
Good to get one on the board.
Yeah, my word it is. The ball back in the middle now.
Good finish too.
Yeah, it was. Carter in rough with Kasperian. Carter gets the ball to Yates. Yates gets a handball out towards Whitney. The old firm, but Whitney can't pick it up. He does now, but he's tackled. Ball comes out onto the wing position. A kick off the ground by Saunders. Now that's Saunders that almost marked it. It was Bryans that kicked it. Out it comes now. Martin couldn't quite get the ball. Bumped into his own teammate and hit the big fella Barton in the head, but he butters up and gets it again. Gets a bit of a shove out. Goes out towards the half-forward, flank forward. Pocket it rolls into the Bellpost Hill area. Whitney's there, or was it Cozzy? Might have been Cozzy, I think, and the ball rolls over the line and out of bounds about 25 metres around from the Bellpost Hill goal. Just starting to play a little bit better, Bellpost Hill. That was pretty good cohesion in the ruck there from Carter to Yates to Whitney. And the ball will be thrown in the forward pocket. Every player's down. There's only two players the other side of the centre. Up they go. Carter gets it. Goes out to Nolan. He's tackled. Gets a little bit of a kick. It's a funny old kick. Doesn't go very far. Out it comes now. Players dive on it over in the half-back, flank back pocket area. No one can pick it up. The umpire might play a free kick. No, he doesn't. He says, give it to me and I'll ball it up. In about 3 minutes of play, the ball's travelled about 8 metres. Timmy Barton thought it might have been his, but it's not. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up again. Same two blokes in ruck. We've been calling it all day. And it's been a great battle. Up it goes now. Carter gets thrown out of the way by Kasperian. Umpire says you're allowed to do that. I'm not sure you are. Out it comes now. No one can pick it up. Ball's knocked forward over towards the boundary line. And again, it goes over their boundary line. And this isn't pretty football, Smithy. But hey, it's wet weather. It's winter in Australia. And footy's footy. I'll have one more go to get it out, I think. Then it's up to you.
Right, mate. You just let me know when you want me.
Yeah, in it comes. Big throw in again. Up the two big fellas go. Carter gets a good knock this time, but no one can pick it up. Kick off the ground by Visinton, and it's a Lux of fortune. There's a mark's been taken out there by East Geelong at centre half back. It's a pretty good mark, pretty long kick. Goes out towards the wing position, chipping in. I think there was, I don't know who it was, but it doesn't matter because the ball's gone back towards East Geelong. East Geelong with McLean gets a bit of a handball out. It's come a long way in a very quick amount of time. But another kick off the ground puts it back to the wing position. Dubbed over there by McComb on the right boot. Puts it down. It's a big push out by Flagavento. The umpire says no, play on. Nobody can pick it up now. The ball's on the half-forward flank, East Geelong end. And the umpire says, give it to me, and I'll give it to Smithy.
Righto, inside forward 50. East Geelong a little bit of a chance, an opportunity here to level things up. We'll get closer again. Ball from that contest. Ezard takes it out of the ruck, puts it to boot. Didn't travel too far. Yates went down, picked the ball up, got it back outside forward 50. Picked up again. It's going to come back. A little chip up over the top. Markloff taken out there by McComb. Ball comes to the ground. Again, McIntyre's there. And I think it was Whitney was also in that contest there. Ball picked up and kicked back towards their forward line. Mulbert it may have been that kicked that ball in. Ball's gone over the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in. It will take place only 10 metres around from the behind post.
Scores from Geelong West, Giants 2-2-14, North Geelong 6-4-40.
Okay. Just waiting for the umpire now to get the ball back. It's come back over the fence, but going to be handed back to the boundary umpire now, and he's got it in hand. He's doing the ruck work. Bannister looks like he'll step up to the plate there to do the defensive work as well in the ruck contest. Both players get to it. Bannister taps it back towards the boundary line, coming through. Was off. He couldn't take the ball cleanly. It's gone back over the boundary line, and a throw-in will take place also. Similar place to last. Time by now, thrown back in. Bannister there. This time, Izzard maybe brings the ball to ground. Again, at the front of the contest, there's plenty of players sitting on it and around it. Everyone's standing there asking what the umpire's going to do. He's going to ask for it back. Probably the best decision there. Still that 25 metres out from goal. Another ruck contest. This time Izzard up over the top. Ball comes out of that contest and runs back. Bell post still. They try to knock it forward, but East Geelong through McIntyre, just tap it outside, went looking for Minari. He couldn't take clean possession. Again, back towards the boundary line. Once again, we're going to have another throw which will take place. You had trouble moving it before, Grub. Now it won't seem to move this time.
Yeah, it's very hard to move it out there. There's players everywhere on the ball.
Yeah, that's like kids, mate. They're all chasing it. Bannister, ruck contest, taps it further down the field. He got 10 metres, but unfortunately the ball's gone back over the boundary line once again. So another throw-in which will take place.
We better have a couple of Routley's pies at half time because I don't think we're going to see the big men fly for the Routley's pie here today, Smithy.
No, it'll take something special to do that, Grub. Any mark on the chest might even take place today. That might be good enough. McIntyre read that nicely out of the contest, picks it up on the right boot. He puts it back to about 25 metres out from goal. Markloff taken out there by Flacavento. Ball comes to ground. East Geelong, they try to force their way through the contest. Umpire said, you can't do that. It's going to be a free kick, and Cherkop will be the recipient of it. So again, looks towards Carter. He's in front. Benny Mulville just put hands in, leaned into him, and then took the mark. Kicked the ball back inside. Mark has been taken off. And he is, I wouldn't think inside range, although wet ball, he may have it in him. Just can't see the 50-metre line from where I sit here.
I think he might be just outside it.
But he reckons he's pretty confident here. He's going back to have a good look at him.
Tell you what, I'll take a good kick in these conditions from there.
So he now, Will Hoff moves in and has got a kick of about 50 metres, we think. Lines up. That was never going to get the full distance. Ball about top of the goal square again. Picked up Jenkins, tackled, brought to ground. Some quick hands down there. Bell post still run the ball back towards the boundary line. And umpire said, let's throw it in.
Oh, he just sort of wandered with it over the line there. Umpires sometimes might play a deliberate there, but no.
Probably a good call, as I said.
Yeah, good call.
In the conditions.
Yeah, my word it is.
So another throw in. Might have been Sammy Quinn that actually took that ball over the boundary line. The ball now from that contest picked up Jenkins, goes back out with a long kick outside 50. Runs back towards centre wing. Costello's in the leading race out there. He's with Payne. Ball picked up by East Geelong. Payne, little handball back inside. Went towards McLean. He couldn't take it cleanly. Knocks it further afield. Players over the top now. That's what we like to see. Umpire making quick decisions, and he's done that very nicely. A throw-in of ball up to take place.
Especially in these conditions.
Yep.
You can get hurt on the bottom of the packs if he doesn't, put a halt to it quick enough.
This time, Lovett taps the ball down, going back towards Bashurin. A quick tackle laid once again. Umpire will come in. So we've gone 13 minutes in this Elders Insurance second quarter. East Geelong 1-2 as they were. Bell Post still 2 goals, 1.
Love it winning the tap this time. Gets it back and chases the ball down. It's turned into the hands of Mulville, who gets a quick handball out now and kick deep into the forward line, but none to avail. Bannister able to get his hands up, but not take the mark. It's dropped down about 30 metres out, and a kick on goal from East Geelong, but not making the distance. Just fell short. Zach Smith not able to tie it up. Bannister there swinging some hands and might have made some contact, but it has gone.
Zach, he might have been playing for
I think he might have been doing the Academy Award then. I think he thinks he's at the World Cup.
So that one's rolled across. We're about 15 metres around from the East Geelong goal on the broadcast side. In the ruck this time is going to be Bannister and Ezard. So in the ball comes now. Ezard works to front position, falls short into the hands of Yates, who gets a quick kick out now, heads into the hands of Bryans, who gets a handball and a kick back inside. But the goalpost hill player of Yates is wrapped up in there, and we are going to have a throw up. So Bannister and Ezard again this time. Up goes the ball. Ezard gets first hands on the ball, but grabs it, brings it in, and is straight away wrapped up by Bannister. Going to have another throw straight up in the air.
Well, it's better that way than throwing over the back of your head.
Again we go. Ezard gets the tap into the centre of the ground, unable to be picked up, but picked up now and handballed by East, and gets it out to Minari. It gets the turn and the kick in.
It's coming back.
That is coming back, all right. And it's crossed the line. Huge kick there from Minari. Smith able to hold his opponent out, and that has gone through for an absolute beauty. Going to take East Geelong to 2 goals, 2-14. Plays Bellpost Hill 2 goals, 1-13 on the Elders Insurance scoreboard.
There's a East Geelong bloke down too, down in the forward line there. I don't know what happened to him, but there was a couple of Bellpost Hill players that weren't happy there. They thought it was a free kick with Smith shepherding, but from where I sit, I know I'm a fair way away, but I thought that was perfect from Zach Smith. He held him out. Yeah, you got to use your arms and that, but he held him out, and I thought it was a perfect shepherd and a lovely goal. And I tell you what, there's not much in this. I don't know what happened down there, but somebody's not too good, but he's up again now. And the ball's back in the centre of the ground. Big Ren Lovett's gone back into the ruck, and he'll be against Kasparian. Up they go now. Well, Kasparian probably gets a tap down to McIntosh, but he can't pick it up. Yates can, and he puts it up towards the half-forward flank for Bellpost Hill. Almost over the top there comes Jaden Fanning. Goes to his knees and gets a handball to McIntyre, who gets a funny little kick out. Again, it goes to Yates, who's grabbed when he didn't have the ball, but the umpire said he was in possession. They go now. Kick off the ground. Over on the wing position. Bellpost still going in hard for it, and East Geelong just as hard. And it comes out onto the half-forward flank position. And a mark by Timmy Barton would have been, if it had gone over the boundary line anyway, a Bellpost Hill kick. And he's decided to steady things down a little bit, Barton. Comes in now, just kicks it long down the line. Over it goes to the back of the pack. No one can pick it up. I think a kick off the ground again, but it comes out to Vissenton. He's been pretty good, Vissenton. It's a good kick to Jacob Nolan, who's been all right as well. Over now to McIntyre. McIntyre on the right boot. He's looking for his teammate up there on the wing. He finds that player. That player happens to be Payne. Payne puts it up to the forward line. Well punched away over there. Kick off the ground. Will Cairns tries to pick it up. Can't do so. They all go in after it's picked up by Zach Smith. His kick smothered. He jumps in the middle of the back of his opponent in Martin, I think it is. Martin will get the free kick. Poor Bellpost. No, it's David Hanley. No, it is Martin. Hanley tried to sneak on him. It's gone to Martin for Bellpost Hill on the half-back flank. He goes across the ground to Bannister. Bannister, this is the big shift across the other side of the ground. Over they go to Flacavento. He must pick this ball up now. He does so. Gets a funny little handball out. Bellpost Hill in all sorts of trouble now. They've mucked around with it. Crombie can't pick it up. In trouble if he does. But the ball runs over the line. Out of bounds and into the East Geelong coach's box. And the umpire says, give it to me, and I'll throw it in.
Beardsall limping off the ground there.
Flacavento was quick to get to it. Beardsall a bit faster, but he's come out second best.
Yeah.
Ball now thrown back in again, Carter and the Kasparian. Carter maybe brings the ball down, but picked up there by Mulville. Kicks across the ground. McIntyre led in the race for the ball, but bad bounce. Was cleaned up by Bryans. He kicks back outside, goes back towards centre wing. Bashurin leads in the race for the ball. Tried to keep it in. Got a hand on it, which will save the free kick going the other way. And umpire will throw it in.
Used his brains, young Lockie. Knew he had to get a touch on the footy, otherwise they'd lose possession, and did so.
So ball to be thrown back in, as I said. East Geelong's centre wing, far side into the clubroom side of the ground. Ball from Carter comes down, picked up. Bissett, little kick along the ground. Didn't travel too far, but it's coming the other way. I think that might be maybe Jenkins have got that ball back into their forward line. Costello couldn't take the mark. Ball now sits in their forward line, picked up. Handball goes over the top, into some space, running into goal. Jones tackled, good pressure from behind. Ball goes over the boundary line on the full free kick to East Geelong. Pressure was good back there.
Yeah, I think that was Stone that got the ball out to him. I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, no, might have been right. So the ball now, a little short chip across the goals, dangerous. They put themselves into some pressure here. Viciden has to be good with this kick. Got the ball quickly down the line, picked up out there, cleaning McComb. Wants to give the handball outside, then decides to kick. Smothered off the boot there by Whitney. Again, Whitney did some nice work. He's kept the ball alive for Bellpost Hill. High, said the umpire. Free kick going to Bellpost Hill's way. And it's going to be going to Saunders and a 50-metre penalty. Not too sure what he did in the end, but when you're in a situation like that, that is very costly because he'll go from 50 metres out to the goal square and he will kick his first goal and Bellpost Hill will retain the lead. And they can move now to 3-1. They lead East Geelong on 2-2. We have gone 20 minutes. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Well, being in the position I am here, right in the corner, there is no way known I can see what happened down there, but I don't care what happened. In no circumstances should you give a 50-metre penalty away from there. Where the ball is, in today's conditions, almost no chance of a goal, and changes it straight into a certainty. I don't know if you saw it, Tyler. What was?
I didn't see it here, but with the 17 screens we got, yeah, it was. Look, there was not much in it. It was
still, you've got to be.
It was a little push and then a little push back, and
there's got to be nothing in it in them situations. Turns an almost impossible goal into a certainty.
So up we go in the middle now. Carter and Kasparian. Carter gets the tap out far side towards Chalkop, who is unable to pick up the ball. We're going to have it wrapped up in the middle. He's going to play holding the ball there. So it's going to go to Whitney, I believe, who's going to go far side, kick into a huge leading target, but pushed over the back.
He's going to get a chop the arms here.
So an advantage has been paid. So headed now towards Costello, unable to take the mark there. The numbers of Kasparian and East have pushed forward. However, he's kicked it to his direct opponent in Carter out on the 50 line. Unable to get clean possession. Keeps it rolling his way, though.
That's
and has gone.
And that could be 50 as well.
I would say that will be 50. Carter just ran straight into the man picking the ball up. So high contact there.
No 50.
No 50 paid for the kick afterwards. Not sure who's got it, but it's going to come out through East. Is that McIntyre? McLean. So McLean with the ball now goes far side towards the change rooms. Hits the pack, no mark taken. Hands out the back from Whitney towards Saunders, who gets another handball over the back into another pack out there. Going to be wrapped up. Umpire's blowing the whistle, and up we will be going. Carter and Kasparian again, far side. Carter with the hands out, far side into the hands of the East, but tackled, wrapped up straight away. Thrown out towards the boundary line, run over by Barton, and will come back in again. Do have a bit of a clear run at the moment from the rain, which is nice, but shouldn't speak too soon. In she comes now, Kasparian and Carter. Carter with the hands forward into the hands of Belmont. It's into the hands of Bellpost Hill. Off to East, kicked forward towards Crombie, unable to make it in time. It's going to be a lasso now, far side. Crombie on the mark. It's a kick back in from Bellpost Hill to the leading man in Hickey, far side in front of the East Geelong rooms, looking for a target now. Not sure where to go. He's going to break the man on the mark. He's gone far side around. He's gone the run and kick forward into the big pack. No one able to get clean hands on it, but tap forward and roved and kicked. And that, very, very close, but it's going to run through for a behind there for Bellpost Hill. Takes them to 3 goals, 2-20 to East Geelong, 2 goals, 2-14 on the Elders Insurance second quarter scoreboard.
Who was it that came through that? It was clean pickup.
It was long sleeves.
Wasn't Saunders, was it?
32. Yes, Saunders.
That was clean, very clean. Ball from the kick out now. McLean goes out long towards the half back line. Mark not taken out there. Picked up cleanly on McIntyre. Handball through the contest. Again, It hadn't cleared it fully, but McIntyre's going to win it back and goes outside into the hands there of Ollis. On the left boot, goes round towards centre wing. Nice work there from Mezard. He cut the ball, then got boot to it, but it's going to end up in middle of the ground. Vashurin's going to be the first to arrive. He picks the ball up, steps around one, had to get the handle away and did, into the hands of Whitney. He went past the ball, left it behind, going back the other way. Payne boots the ball back into their half-forward line. Bannister again leads in the race for the ball. Handball over the top, was nicely weighted, goes out towards Jenkins. He needs to pick the ball up, couldn't do so. He will see it over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in, which will take place.
Dare I say it, they need Sammy Lowe out there, Smithy.
Yes, well, there's another name that's missing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So ball now thrown back in. Again, Carter maybe brings the ball to the front of the contest. Good clean pick up. Goes back towards centre wing. Barton is going to be the first to arrive. Just kicked the ball off the ground. That's valuable ground. Picked up Jones. Got a bit of pace, got away from his opponent, looking for some options. Handballs back inside. That was also smart. Back into the hands now of Jenkins, and he goes long into and Costello has read that pretty well. Taking a good grab, and from about 40 metres out directly in front, and go back and look at the fourth goal for Bellpost Hill.
He's a good goal kicker, Costello, but today he's not going to get a lot of opportunities like he normally does. So he has to nail this one. He's not going to get a stack of them, so he's got to nail the ones he gets.
So he's got the opportunity, as he said. He's got the best of conditions right here at the moment. No wind.
No rain.
No rain.
No snow.
Yet.
No sun.
Kicks that goal. Looks pretty off the boot. Umpire has not even moved. So Bellpost Hill, they get their fourth. They move to 4-2, leading East Geelong 2-2. And we have gone 25 minutes. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
They just start to get a little bit on top Bellpost Hill, mainly due to the fact that I think their ball handling in this last 10 minutes has been a little bit better, but they just seem to be getting more numbers to the footy. And when you get the numbers to the footy, you're able to get it out to your advantage. So I think East Geelong, your little blokes, like your little Manaris and your Crombies, and they've all got to get to the ball to make it competitive, because they're just getting numbers to the ball, and getting the ball out of the pack's just a little bit too easy, Bellpost. But there's still not much in it.
I reckon that was a celebration for you too, there, Grub.
Yeah, I reckon
you look straight at you.
Yeah, I reckon he might have.
All right, in we go now. Love it, and Kasparian from the middle. Kasparian gets a hands out far side towards Monahan. Picked up again by Kasparian. Gets a quick handball out there. Far side through Howe. Gets it back over and into the pack. However, it's going to be wrapped up there now. Quick decision by the umpire. Keep the ball moving. We're going to have another toss up. Far side.
I was just about to say what a brilliant bit of ball handling by a big bloke and Kasparian to come back, and he dropped it.
And Lovett gets front position in the contest there. This time goes out far side towards McIntyre. Unable to pick it up though. Gets thrown on top, and another ball up. All right, up we go. Lovett with front position, gets the tap there to Cherkop out the far side. Now into the hands of McLean. Wrapped up straight away as expected, and up we go again.
Yeah, good umpiring again. As soon as the ball hit the ground, there was no prior. Whistle went, up they go.
Lovett in front position again. One hand onto that one. Out to Whitney, who's wrapped up straight away. Gets the ball out wide, though, into the hands of McIntyre. Gets a quick kick forward. Not to a big contest, but not much movement going on. Cherkop now head over the ball. Monahan has been wrapped up over in the middle there now. And again, quick whistle, and up we'll go. So Lovett and Sparian both tap. Lovett gets the tap out, then gets the ball back, misses the handball, misses the kick along the ground, rolls forward out the far side. Cherkop on top of Ollis this time out the far side and into the hands of Bellpost Hill. We get a big clear and kick forward to the hands of Barton. Unable to get that. Well defended there by Fanning. Has got a fist to that one, pushed it out at the far side boundary. Have the ball in about 30 metres towards the Bellpost Hill goals, far side. Again, Lovett and Kasparian go in. Lovett gets front position, gets the handball down to Howe of East Geelong, wrapped up straight away. Up we go again. Lovett front position, hands into Yates, but he was grabbed almost instantly, even just before he got the ball that time. So Another one. Up we go. Love it in front position. Gets a tap over the back towards Yates and doesn't get it into the hands of Cherkop. Now into the hands of Yates and a big clear and kick from Whitney forward towards Hanley, who unable to get hands wrapped around it. We've gone back over the boundary, far side in front of the canteen.
Just quickly, Winchelsea 30, Thompson 29, Belmont 39, Inverleigh 34, Bannockburn 26, Anarchy 16, North 65, Giants 14, and Central's 84, Carraro 20.
Ball comes in just inside 50. Barton rucks and roves his own ball, gets a quick kick forward to a one-on-one contest, but taken over, and it's gone straight into the hands of Costello, straight into the hands of David Hanley, who gets a quick little dribble across for Goldpost Hill's 5th goal now, takes them to 5 goals to 32 to East Geelong, 2 goals to 14. We are 28 minutes into the Elders Insurance second quarter.
You just have to wonder how 3 Belpost Hill blokes can get in their own with a pack full of about 15, 16 players. But they did that, and they did that with class. And Hanley, in the end, I thought he went that one step too many and he's going to get caught. But he just had enough class to get rid of that last opponent and put it through for another goal to Belpost Hill. And they're really starting to get on top now. East Geelong is struggling to get the ball into their forward line for the last probably 15, 20 minutes.
So ball now back in the middle once again. This time the ruckman go at it, and it was only Ren Lovett that went at it, but it's going to be cleared away by Crombie with a kick off the ground, goes into their half-forward line. Payne comes out, good handball, goes in the hands of Crombie once again, goes out wide looking for Reza, let it bounce in front of him, get it off the ground, went back towards the boundary line, Bannister. He did that pretty nicely then, protected the ball and it went over the boundary line, and when we're going to have a throw in 25.
You're a big bloke that played forward. He let it bounce, Ezard. Do you think there could have been a bit more effort to get the ball on the floor, or was it just it couldn't happen?
Well, it looked like it was just a good attempt to have a go at it, but he obviously felt he wanted to grab it and go, mate, but that was pretty hard. So Zach Smith got the ruck contest, or the ball from the contest, picked up and cleared away. Belpost Hill, they take it out. Now there's a free kick being given.
It's going to go to East.
And I didn't see what that was for.
It was for holding behind the play.
Okay. The ball had come out of the contest, and it looks like it's Payne who's going to have the kick. And this will be a kick from about 15 minutes out, directly in front. So Jude Payne has been okay in this second quarter.
Now, there's 2 Paynes, is there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jude and Bailey in the
That's right.
Bailey playing back. So Jude Payne, that didn't come off the boot
that well.
You
missed that. You can't miss them.
Well, he has. And that makes East Geelong now 2-3. They trail Belpost Hill on 5 goals 2.
That's a shocker. I said before, when Nick Costello had a shot for goal, he has to kick it because of the opportunities. And he did. But, geez, Jude, that was a real bad one.
Wouldn't be much time left in the quarter.
No, they really needed that more than anything else.
Very, very handy. Basically now with ball in hand, kicking out from the full-back position. He obviously won't go for the short pass, decides to go long, and that's what he's done. Good ball, nearly towards centre wing. Ball gets out the back. Stone was there. Also, I think that might have been handed. It was pushed over the boundary line.
I think that's a free kick, you know. If you push a bloke out and go for the ball, fair enough. But if you push a bloke out and then don't even go for the footy, it should be against you.
Yeah. I said Lovett's in there still doing the ruck work. Benny Mulville's there with him also. Again, probably size one out, but Mulville quick on the ground, puts the ball back inside 50. That went over the top of Paisley's head and fell into the hands of Payne again. Will he go back and get some redemption here?
A bit further out this time.
Yep. So be careful running that zone.
Take responsibility. You missed one. Let's see if you can bang one through something.
Plays on now and kicks from 50. Long kick going towards the goals. And Gary, he has finished that off nicely. So Jude Payne has got his first of the afternoon, the third now for East Geelong. They're 3-3. They trail Belpost Hill on 5 goals 2. And we've gone just over 30 minutes. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Well, I said a little bit about Jude Payne, but I tell you what, Jude, I'm sorry for what I thought about you. Because what I thought about you after that last one, I'm not allowed to say. But by crikey's, mate, did you redeem yourself and kick a magnificent goal to get your side back into the game? And that's what you love to see. He looked a bit doubtful, won't I? And then said, nah, I missed one. I'm going to get one back for me team. And that's exactly what he did. A beautiful goal, Jude Payne. Well done, son.
Back in the middle now, we'll have Carter and Mulville. Mulville not even go for it.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that.
Carter straight out of the middle, grabbed the ball, missed the kick, and we're going to have another throw straight up.
They make all these stupid rules like lasso and over the line. They should make a rule. If you're in the ruck, you go for it.
Didn't even take a step. Again, Carter grabs it out of the ruck. Quick kick forward.
Been knocked over.
Just over the head of Costello.
Right, he's Geelong player?
Yeah.
Well, that's a free kick, but I think it's back
a bit
in the
sore
centre.
too.
No, I think it's back where the incident occurred. It's not down the ground. Now, that might be Normie Douglas down, is it? I think so. He's been around a long time, Normie.
Yeah,
he'll be right.
Not a good look on the replay. He stepped back and went over the man, but Dill Whitney now kicks forward to the leading target over the far side of Yates, unable to get a hand to that one, and Mulville just comes across in front.
My worry is the match review panel will have to look at that.
And that's the siren of the elder second quarter. We have East Geelong 3-3-21 to Bellpost Hill 5-2-32. Dale with some goal kickers.
Yeah,
please.
goal kickers this stage again. Jude Payne with one, Minari and Steele, the goal kickers for East Geelong, and for Bellpost Hill, David Handley has two. Costello, Bashurin, that's Lockie Bashurin, and Jed Saunders are the goal kickers. We're going to take a short break, come back, get some scores from around the ground. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Back in the middle we go once again. It's going to be Colac to come forward once again. Quick kick forward was read nicely by Harms. Intercept mark across the half back line.
He's the only one who's had a possession for Colac this quarter. He's had two of them. and it's been intercepted again and pulled it in. He's going to run around there. There go R. Stevie Johnson, and that is a magnificent kick for goal. So that's 1 goal, 2 for the quarter so far for Geelong.
Steps in, kicks that goal. This time he's not going to make the distance. When he gets to the goal, so Salima, that was a fair grab. He's put one hand up and he's plucked it. And from the goal square, he can play on now, kick round the body, put a little pressure on himself, but the umpire will say that is okay. Back in the middle we go once again. It's going to be Colac to come forward once again. Quick kick forward was read nicely by Harms. Intercept mark across the half back line.
It's the only one who's had a possession for Colac this quarter. He's had 2 of them, and it's been intercepted again and pulled it in. He's going to run around there. There go R. Stevie Johnson, and that is a magnificent kick for goal. So that's 1 goal, 2 for the quarter so far for Geelong.
Steps in, kicks that goal. This time he's not going to make the distance. Let's get to the goal. Salima, that was a fair grab. He's put one hand up and he's plucked it. And from the goal square, he can play on now, kick round the body, put a little pressure on himself, but the umpire will say that is okay. Back in the middle we go once again. It's going to be Colac to come forward once again. Quick kick forward was read nicely by Harms. Intercept mark across the half back line.
He's the only one who's had a possession for Colac this quarter. He's had two of them, and it's been intercepted again and pulled it in. He's going to run around there. There go a la Stevie Johnson, and that is a magnificent kick for goal. So that's 1 goal, 2 for the quarter so far for Geelong.
Steps in, kicks that goal. This time he's not going to make the distance. Let's get to the goal. Salima, that was a fair grab. He's put one hand up and he's plucked it. And from the goal square, he can play on now, kick round the body, put a little pressure on himself, but the umpire will say that is okay. Siren will stay on it now, and play is underway. Ball front up in the middle of the ground this time. Carter maybe over the top, goes towards Yates, kicked off the ground there. It's actually Melville that tried to do that. Yates is back in there, collecting the ball, goes outside. Player on the ground there, ball was Fedley, couldn't take it cleanly. Ball now runs back. He's got some teammates there in Macomb supporting him, but it's going to be Belpo still to try to come out of that contest. Now there's a free kick being given. It's a whole decision, and looks going to Fanning of East Geelong. So he's just forward of the centre half back position. He goes out wide towards centre wing. Ball in front.
Good mark.
Good pair of hands out there, so he's done very nicely there, taking that mark.
Bannister, is it?
Yeah.
Well done.
Some good clean hands, and he's going to now transfer play back into their half-forward line. We're talking bell post still this time. Out the back, Mark not taking. Yates right back to the fly of the ball. Didn't take it cleanly. Picked up out there. Jenkins, I reckon, came through the contest. Brought down in the contest. Actually, it might have been Stone did that time, sorry. Ball back this time. Oh, that was an equally good mark if it's been paid. Umpire, yes, has agreed. And Steele.
Get him early while the ball's dry, Smitty.
That's it, mate. He's got the ball now on the far side. He decides to channel the ball back towards Smith. And Sammy Quinn did very nicely there. Takes the dive of the ball and knocked it away. Otherwise, Smith was out the back and gone. So in the between forward pocket and half forward area, East Geelong now well in attack. And the ball thrown back in. Ezard front position. Play allowed to go on. Ezard, I think he almost stopped then, and it's going to be another ball up will take place inside forward 50. We'll get some scores from around the grounds very shortly for you. A bit of a break. Ball from that contest. Step back towards the 50-metre line. Belpo still Chirkop there. Ball at ground level again. It's can't see who the player was who was tackled, but was brought to ground very quickly, and the umpire did the right thing again. It was Benny Crombie that was actually the person tackled. So it's ball thrown up. Mulville did the ruck work, took the ball out of the ruck contest, kicked it into the half-forward line, now forward pocket. Benny Crombie dashing onto it, was forced over the boundary line. Throw-in to take place about 10 metres around from the behind post.
Around the grounds in Corio, we are Corio 4-3-27, Werribee 13-6-84. West is 3-3-21, North 11-6-72.
I'll cut you off there, Ty. We'll get some more in a minute.
No, you won't.
Goes back towards the boundary line.
Is that about?
Bannockburn 2-4-16, Bannockburn 3-8-26, Inverleigh 5-4-34, plays Belmont 7-9-51.
Go on, Smitty.
Ball back in the game. This time, Bannister knocks the ball down. Again, it's Bashuram was knocked off his feet there. Ball still sits in their forward line. Mulville got the handball over the top. Crombie fell over, slipped over. We're one of the two. Kept alive, though. Ball outside the contest. Picked up out there again. Quinn got the handball outside. It was actually Willie Kerrins. He got the ball back and kicked towards the Carter. Mark not taken out there. McIntyre's there. He picked the ball up, lost the ball as quick as he had it. Chirkop. He had it and tried to get a boot to ball. Didn't do so. Ball's gone towards centre wing. And again, Fanning out in front of Barton takes a mark. So he's going to turn things around for East Geelong once again. This will be putting the ball within a kick of goal. He decides to go long and flat pretty much towards Ezard. Ball gets through both of those players. Hit Bannister in the leg. Ball now it's 25 out from goal. Oh, there's a push to the umpire. Could have gone either way there. But the free kick will go to Bell Post Hill.
Finally at Thompson, the close one there, 6-5-41, plays Winchelsea 7-6-48.
Wow.
Dill Whitney with the ball in hand, decides to transfer play across the ground. Will find Quinn into space by himself. He can go quickly over the top. Kick has to be good. Bryans doesn't get there on the full, but now he's under pressure. He's
got to get it out.
But there, he sits over the top, and he's done it pretty nicely in. The ball's kept alive by Smith. Goes into the hands now of Bedley. Kicks into their forward line. Bannister again read that nicely off the boot. Takes a saving mark. So Belpo still again to defend, and they come back outside or back to where we sit. And the ball from Barton to Mark goes to front of the contest, picked up by Smith, knocked off his feet as the ball kicked forward. Basin stands up. Did he get paid the mark?
Yes, he did.
Umpire said it is his mark, and he will go back and be rewarded.
He'd be rewarded, all right.
So he goes now across the ground. Mark taken out there.
It's always a danger in the wet, you know.
It is Stone. Little chip up over the top was also good. Placavento. He goes further afield, so they're playing possession football. Willie Kerrins now in space. Just inside their defensive 50 still, but they maintain possession. Called a play on now by the umpire. Decides to deliver the ball back out long towards centre wing. No mark taken out there. It comes out the front of the contest. Again, can't see who the player was that came through the contest, but it wasn't picked up for sure and went at it. He did pretty nicely there. Will he be in trouble? Probably because he's flipped him over. He's going to be safe, so we'll have a ball up, which will take place 4 minutes into this PNR Foods third quarter. It is East Geelong 3-3, 5-2 Bellpost Hill.
Middle of the pack now. East Geelong centre half forward. No one can get it out. Umpire comes in. Crombie picks it up now on the right boot for East Geelong. Puts it into the forward pocket. There's a push by Ezzo. It's unseen by the umpire, and the ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Deep in the forward pocket for East Geelong, who need a goal to just get themselves back within a couple, within one or something. We'll win it. So, gee, that goal before half-time was so important from Jude Payne. I was really wrapped in the kid for doing that. Here comes the ball now. Up it goes. Bannister gets a big tap out in the favour of the Bellpost Hill side. No one can pick it up. Comes out. Crombie does again. He's really coming into the game, Crombie. Zach has put it through for a point when I almost done an artsy then. He's grabbed the ball one hand in mid-air, kicked it, but unfortunately he was just offline. And now Basely will come out and he'll kick the ball back towards the wing for Bellpost Hill from the kick out. He gains about 70 metres, but the ball does go out of bounds. That might be, did anyone touch that?
Yeah.
They did touch it. So, boundary umpire will throw it. I'm glad they did touch it because no good going in 70 metres. If you get a last touch free kick, it comes straight back in. Here comes the boundary umpire, throws it in. Carter and Kasparian in ruck. Carter gets the tap out towards the boundary line. They want to go straight back over. No, it's well picked up. Over it comes. Oh, that's a bit high. That tackle umpire says just too high. Davey Chaston and Grubby Cation's on the same wavelength. Bellpost Hill now on the wing position almost.
Tanner Stone.
It is Stone. He needs a kick all the way up to the half-forward flank. He's looking for the throwing Carter, who can't quite take it, but taps it on into the path of might have been Saunders. Out it comes now. The players dive upon the ball. It's kicked out. It's almost a handball throw from Bellpost Hill, but the umpire's going to let that go, and so he should. Half-forward flank, sneaking into the forward pocket. They're pushing the ball along. And umpire says play on, and so he should have. And what's going to happen now? The umpire's going to say, you stayed over the ball for too long, son. It'll be, well, that could nearly be a 50. You've got to give it straight back. And that'll go to, I think it might have been Fedley, was it? The young kid. Kicks it up towards the wing for East Geelong. Scrambly again. Players jumping on top of it. And this time Davey Chaston says, give it to me and I'll throw it up. Almost at the centre wing position on the members' side of the ground here at Richmond Crescent. Same two blokes in ruck. We've battled at it most of the day now. Up they go. Harder gets a great knockout that time. But the incoming player from Bellpost Hill, might have been Yates, I think, was tackled as he's trying to barge his way through. And the ball gets knocked over the boundary line for another throw-in on a half-forward flank. Bellpost Hill scoring into the ground.
Benny Crombie just about put a saddle on him over there then.
Just about did. He's got himself into the game, Benny, which is great to see. Up goes the ball now. In they go. Carter again gets a tap out, but this time it comes out to Fedley again. Comes towards the half-forward flank. East Geelong kick it, scrummy kick out. Goes back, a kick off the ground, doesn't go very far. Now Jerkoff tries to ball. No, it wasn't. It was Basely. He tries to pick the ball off the ground, but he was beaten to the punch here. Steele now's got an open run at this. Steele has a flying shot for goal, and Steele has put it through for a beautiful goal. David Steele took all the time in the world and put it through for a wonderful goal. I got no idea of the score here with that scoreboard.
Yep, 4-4 to East Geelong, 5-2 Bellpost Hill.
On the T&R Foods?
That's correct.
Rat Views?
Yes.
Scoreboard.
Really, really good team football there from East Geelong. They pushed it over this side, and the blokes weren't scared to put their body in the way. There was plenty of shepherds put on through this sort of middle of the arc in the centre. Boys getting in the way, putting body on, making room for the next man, and Steele was able to run onto it and trot his way on.
Done a couple of things this quarter, Steele, and I think, is it Flacavento on him?
Yes.
I think he's going to have to play him a lot closer, Nicky Flacavento, because he had plenty of time, didn't panic, and steadied. Back in the middle. Up they go. The big fella Carter and Kasparian. But Carter's starting to get on top here. Bellpost still aren't taking advantage of it. It goes straight to ground. I think it was Jenkins that got up. It's hard to tell because his number's fully covered in mud almost. And again, the umpire will say, let's throw it up. Carter, Kasparian needs to win a tap out here, but it doesn't. Goes to Yates. Yates goes backwards to gain ground, but it goes to Stone. Stone puts it up towards the centre half forward position for Belpost Hill. Mark is taken. Handley, I think, gets on the right boot, puts it down, was pushed over after he kicked it. Umpire didn't see it. They go now. Picked up by Saunders, has a flying shot. In the goal square, no one can get it. They can now. Miss.
Touched.
He's missed it. Who was that? Was that
Felix?
Felix Jones.
Sorry, Zane.
No,
Zane.
Zane Jones. Felix ain't playing.
Yeah,
Would have
that's
been a
right.
great effort for him to do.
McLean got a hand to it right on the line.
So almost a goal to Belpost Hill to answer the one from East Geelong, but not quite. The East Geelong defence was fantastic in that time. Out they come now. I think it's Payne. Puts it up towards the wing position for East Geelong. Carter can't take the mark. Out it comes now from Kerrins. Picked up there by, I think it was Monaghan. Over down and kicks towards the half-forward flank. Bit of a push from Smith on Quinn. Oh, this is going to be tight. Smith can run. He's got the big bloke Bannister in front of him. He's just going to keep pushing to the ground. Kick it. Picked it up, Smith. He had the fella chasing him.
Daniel Bannister.
Thought
Well
he was
done.
got a hamstring there.
Yeah. That was a great chase by a big man, outnumbered, and just kept enough pressure on to make Smith look a fool.
So basically now a ball in hand, kicking in from fullback. All the play with East Geelong in this third term. But basically now decides to come broadcast side in front. Ren Lovett just keeps the ball alive for sure. Nearly a flick out there to Stone. Stone puts boot to ball, goes into their half forward line. Monaghan went back. He just got a hand on there. Costello, now he's got a chance to go after it again. Leading the race for the ball out there is Martin. He did nicely, pick the ball up, got through traffic, then puts boot to ball. Long back towards their half forward position. Martin attacks the ball here again. Did that nicely. Back to Jenkins, got the handball back to Martin. He's tackled, brought the ground umpire correctly calls for a ball up.
Just as Belpost Hill start to get on top, East Geelong come firing home.
Yeah, they've been very good in this third quarter. This time Lovett taps the ball down again, went back towards, I think, maybe Jenkins again it is, and he will hand the ball back to the umpire. Similar position to last, ball going thrown up. Lovett and Mulville, ball comes out of that contest, back towards the wing. It's been kept alive, goes towards Bryans, over the top, goes to Kerrins. He's tackled and he was brought to ground quickly, solidly, and umpire again will ball it up. So it's thrown up again, ball up there. This time, Mulville got the ball out, but only as far as Whitney on the left boot, goes back towards centre wing. Stone was there, little dribble off the ground, gets the handball, gave the 1-2 back over the top. Coming the other way, Vicenden picked the ball up to his teammate, put him under pressure. Over the line he went. Umpire will ask for it to be thrown back in, and that's what will happen. So sure you give him back to the central umpire. That's the bloke that wants it. Boundary one. He will throw it back in between the two coaches' boxes, far side of the ground, where we sit. And again, the ball thrown back in. Love it over the top. Yates quickly out of that contest, goes into their half-forward line. Ball bounces. Bissenden came across the front, kept it alive, kept it in front of himself, went back and tried to collect it. Or maybe actually it wasn't. It was, it might have been Fedley that came through there.
Yeah, it was.
So the ball now sits about 50 from goal, and umpire correctly again makes a decision to ball it up in that position.
They've been pretty good, the boys in yellow.
Pretty hard day to do
Yes,
it, but I think they're doing it right quickly and getting it done properly. McIntyre hands out, goes very nicely. I reckon that was to his teammate, but it's been put back on the ground. Ball now kept alive. Handball comes over the top there. Player there, it might have been Saunders, got the handball out. Picked up there.
Free kick.
Jones again. There's a free kick being given, and it's going which way?
East.
What was it for, Grub? Did you see?
No, I didn't, but
It's going back to McIntyre.
all I did was see the umpire blow it straight away after the ball went further. So
Yep.
didn't quite see the incident.
Might have been thrown out of the contest or something, was it?
Don't know.
Anyway, we'll have a bit of a look.
Sling tackle, potentially. That's all I can see on the replay.
Sling tackle. Oh.
On Benny Mulville, I think.
McIntyre's winning the free kick, so well, he's got the ball. Whether they made the wrong call there, I'm not too sure, but he chips shortly out towards Fanning, and he takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50. To decide now to come straight down that line. Back towards centre wing. A free kick being given, going to East Geelong, and there's Purdy thrown out of the contest there by Yates. So Purdy now from defensive side of centre wing. He plays on, goes back into their half-forward line. Ball gets through the contest. Bannister did nicely, trapped the ball. Picked up out there, or was trying to be picked up there by Kerrins. He's taken towards the boundary line.
Top of foot. Oh.
And I can't see who must come off his foot, did it?
No, they played a lasso.
Yeah, free kick going to East Geelong, so picked up there. Ezard goes quickly into the forward pocket. Nice attack on the ball out there by Sammy Quinn. Was able to get front position, see the ball over the boundary line, so a throw-in will take place deep in the forward pocket.
How have you seen his game, Grub?
Who?
Sammy Quinn.
Yeah, been pretty good.
Very
Pretty good. He hasn't given Zach Smith much leeway. Mind you, Zach had a kick 2 or 3 like he could have. It might have been a different story.
They've been half chances, though.
Yeah, only half. Quinny's been pretty good.
Ball thrown back in by the umpire now, as we said, 25 from goal, out the back, went through, running onto it, Minyari. Can he pick the ball up? Didn't pick the ball up, though. It was picked up there by Baseley. Handball goes out wide. Bryans is there, but some good work out there again from Steele. He's been there, danger forward.
Yes.
He was taken out of the contest there. Umpires allowed things to go. Picked up, handball, put Baseley under pressure. He decides to kick the point. So I was going to put over his plan.
Point of the day.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's now sees East Geelong to 4-6. Bell Post Hill 5-3. We have gone 16 minutes. P&R Foods third quarter.
Basically now with it's bringing out, he's going to go far side. It's a Shepherd there, and he's gone very far over the head of Carter. Probably not the intended, but it's gone into the hands of Yates. Now, not able to take a mark. Bit of a stacks on, and umpire comes in. They have a throw up now far side in front of the change rooms. Going to be Carter and Mulville here. We'll see if Mulville goes up. He puts body on. Carter gets to the front, gets a small tap down into the hands of Stone, pushes it out the far side, unable to get clean, and gets a good tackle on there on the East player.
McComb.
On to McComb, hands back in towards a Steele, I believe, who gets a big kick forward to Ezard. Ezard unable to take the mark. Into the hands of Ho, gets it forward, but it's gone over on the far side into that pocket. Spent a lot of time out over there. Might need to move the nets. All right, comes back over the fence. Carter's put his hands up. Mulville's got a hand up. And in she comes. Carter into front position, gets body on in front, gets a tap down to Yates. Yates onto the boot, pushes it out into the middle of the ground. We've got a foot battle now. We've got the chase on. Into Stone leads that battle, gets the hands out, but it's turned over into the hands of East. East now turn around, get the kick forward. It's headed towards Smith and Ezard, neither able to get hands to it. Bannister gets the
Going to get a free kick, Smith.
Oh, he's going the other way.
It's gone the other way.
He's got the hole, but he's got the hand going the wrong way.
No, it's got to be Smith's.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Can't go the other way.
Yeah, no.
There's not a decision you can pull out of the book to go the other way.
I didn't see what it was for. Bannister got the fist in, and what happened off play there?
Well, Smith pretends to go for the ball and doesn't go for it. And then, of course, stages a little bit, but he's got hold of him, and it's a definite free kick. It was just, look, it's a free kick, but it's brilliant play by Smith to be able to draw it.
In he comes now. Be kicking from 30, pretty much straight in front. Really needs this one to get some confidence, and it's not looking.
No, he's got it, I think.
Gone through. Just snuck it in over the umpire. It's going to take them to 5-6-36. Bell Post Hill, 3-33. We are 19 minutes into the P&R Foods third quarter.
It's quite strange, isn't it? Halfway through that third quarter, you thought, gee, Bell Post Hill's on now. They've lost the lead. How many, was that Smith's first?
Yep.
So that's his first for the day. So
1-4.
But he's like Maisie. We'll sit back and say, he's played for the free kick. If you do it well enough, it's a good way to play the game because he's got an easy kick there. All right, he accentuated a little bit, but you can't. But you have to grab him. Otherwise, he grabs the ball and kicks it anyway. So he puts himself in a great position, Zach Smith.
So back in the middle we go once again. Now Ruckman go at it. Carter gets the ball down, goes towards Jenkins. He's tackled and brought to the ground as equally as quickly there. So it's going to be a ball up, which will take place. It's off the centre wicket now. So the ball again thrown up. Again, brought down, goes towards Yates. He didn't take it cleanly. Kicked forward there by Bryans. Goes to their half-forward line. Nicely read by Jaden Fanning.
Playing all right.
Yeah, he's been good out there today. So he's handled these conditions no problem at all. Call the play on now by the umpire. Decides to come out wide. Mulville's going to be the option. He's out in front. So Handley over
Handley, that's all
nicely.
class.
And he has taken the mark. So Handley now decides to play on, looks at his longer option, goes towards the full forward with Costello. Ball not marked there, comes to ground, picked up Monaghan. Boot the ball only as far now as Stone on the right boot, goes back towards the goals. He's going to run towards the boundary line. Sanders leads in the race for the ball, picks it up. Banana from that position. I'll tell you what, that is a quick response. He has got his first, second for the afternoon. And the 6 now for Belpost Hill. They move to 6-3. They lead East Geelong on 5 goals, 6. Penarth Foods third quarter. We have gone 20 minutes.
I'm almost speechless. That was incredible. The ball looked like it was going out, roll over. He trapped it, got around, picked it up, kicked it off the side of the boot. Don't worry about contenders. That is the Connectel. Yeah, that's right, Connectel. Goal of the day. What a beauty. I can't believe he kicked that. That doesn't happen in GDFL footy. Doesn't even happen in BFL or GFL. That was brilliant. Unbelievable, Jed Saunders. He's shown us a bit of what he can do. And I tell you what, he's shown us all the party tricks we need to see. Absolutely beautiful goal. Beautiful goal.
Gives them back to lead 2, Belpost Hill. Because it had been all East Geelong in the first part of this quarter. So we're back with the umpire now in the middle of the ground once again. And it's going to be Carter doing the work up against Desperian. That ruck was thrown up by the umpire, wasn't that great, but it's picked up McIntyre. Gee, he's taken out of the contest there.
Hurt him too.
Yeah, might have knocked him around a bit. Ball goes back towards Barton, bounces over the top of his head, picked up out there. So a chance for Payne now, got the handball outside, back to Fanning. Able to get boot the ball back towards centre wing. Carter's up, didn't take the mark, brings it to ground. Player there got slipped as he was going for the ball. High tackle, umpire said free kick.
A little bit unlucky.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the conditions. He was heading towards ground. Maybe Jenkins out there again, so he decides to play on and kick long back into their forward line. Ball gets out the back, and again, ball is read nicely. Mark taken out there by Payne once again, I reckon. So from that half-back line, he decides to go back to where the ball came from once again. So in front, Mulville, ball gets through the contest. Again, not trapped, but running through was Ollis. Tried to keep the ball alive. Umpire said it's been pushed over the boundary line. Now it's hit a boot. Has it or not? Off a knee, says the boundary.
Well, if it's off a knee, it's a throw-in.
So that's what's happened.
Yeah, throw-in.
So there's going to be a throw-in on centre wing, far side of the ground.
That's our mate, is it, Thomas?
Yep, yeah, that's him.
Good boy.
So ball thrown back in quickly. Carter going out the back, goes to McIntyre. Back, his kick comes into the middle of the ground, coming through Basely. Didn't have to pick the ball up. Got a handball outside. Went back towards Shercop. He didn't get that far. Went now in Hickey. Hickey's little handball goes to Jenkins. He's able to get boot the ball. Goes back towards the centre wing. Pick up out there. Visiting. Got the handball further afield. Back in the hands of Hickey once again. Goes in the right boot this time. Goes back to their half-forward line numbers with East Geelong, and they will take the mark. So some good defensive work out there.
Yeah, good block from behind from Bissington too.
Yep, and again, Payne this time again is the recipient of that mark. He goes back towards half forward, picked up Crombie, got to boot the ball, drives it further afield. Bannister fends off his teammate or an opponent there, ends up in the hands of Bashurin. He brings the ball across the ground. Cherkop leads in the race for the ball, bounced in the favour him. Nicely done, some smart work there from McLean. Goes to Smith, back to McLean, back to Smith. Got the 1-2 happening now. Smith in the left boot. Drives it back in towards where it's dangerous. Steele couldn't take clean possession. Ball alive still. Mulville over the top. Crombie through mid-air. Going back towards... Maybe Crombie. Eddie Crombie has got his first, the 6 now for East Geelong. They are 6-6. Belpost Hill, 6 goals, 3. And Penarth Foods third quarter. We have gone 23 minutes.
Well, we might have a tie for the Connectel goal of the day, I reckon.
We might have to share that with the market.
We might have to, because I tell you what, Saunders was class, and
that was
Crombie's
the other thing.
Was almost without the CL, because he just threw the boot at it, but it's still a great goal, and that, I think, has put East Geelong back in front.
It has 3 points.
Saunders can have goal of the day. I think that's goal of the year.
Wow.
Up we go now. Carter and Spearin out of the middle. Carter gets first hands onto it, down to Mulville, unable to keep it.
He's dropped it, Benny.
Yes, indeed. Drop the ball. In goes Jenkins, who doesn't have much of a white shirt left.
No.
But it's turned into a bowling alley out there. It's getting very slippery. Kicks out far side. Not a great kick at all. Headed towards Vashurin, but was quickly intercepted anyway. We've got it over that far side into the hands now of Hickey. Gone even further out into the hands of Whitney. Whitney now looking forward. trying to eye up a target. Not a good kick again. Over the back of his intended man, and it's been punched across the line by East now. Going to be about 10 metres around the far side, and we're going to get a ball in.
It wasn't a great kick, but when you got a left footer coming around the boundary line, you have to make your way to the boundary line and get yourself in position, because that's where the footy's going to go. So they did that, but East Geelong got there and Belpost didn't.
It's going to be Carter, and I don't know who. There is Sparian there as well now. Ball back over the fence. Thank you to the man getting out of his car, getting wet.
They're going to become great mates, these two. They've been on each other all day.
All right, in we come. Carter to the front, gets the tap down. But quickly wrapped up was Hanley who got that one. Few hands going up, but nothing has been given out there. So we're going to have a throw up now. Going to be 25-30 out from the Belpost Hill goal. Up we go, the two best mates, and Carter gets the front touch, into the hands of Mulville, wrapped quickly, unable to get any clean possession there. Into the hands of Purdy, who was quickly tackled, and once again we've rolled across the boundary line.
He's got a lot of tap-outs, Carter, but Kasparian's been so competitive that a lot of them haven't been to advantage, which we've seen him do in previous games.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So again, in they come. Carter got a bit of a push there to Kasparian, pushed him over there. In comes Jenkins now, first man to the ball, unable to get clean possession, and
no.
nothing paid. You thought that one was a bit high?
No, it was close.
It was close.
That's what I was talking about. Zach Smith would have made that look like high, and Mays and those blokes. There's a bit of an art to that. You can have a go at them, but there's an art to it.
So it was Hickey there who got wrapped up. Anyway, up goes the ball. A punch forward. Zane Jones has run forward.
It's hit the post, is it?
It has hit the post. He's run forward, hit that with almighty speed, got to the front, got a boot on it, straight into the post. So it's going to take us to 6 goals, 440 for Belpost Hill, East Geelong 6-642.
Ball brought back and quickly goes to the back pocket, ends up in the hands of McIntyre now, delivers long, goes back towards centre wing, mark required, and it was taken out there by Payne. So he's strong hands now, defensive side of centre wing. He's got some short options, probably looking to go a little bit longer, and that's what he does. Actually, the kick, a little bit too much height there. Bannister comes across, decides just to put fist to ball, and taps it over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in.
I thought our cameraman, the wettest man in Geelong, was going to get a touch then.
I was going to lend him my coat and put no bugger in.
Yeah, I want to dry one to wear home. So again, it's pretty much where we sit here at East Geelong. The ball's thrown back in. The ball taken from Carter, goes towards McIntyre, just taps it further afield, went through the hands of Jenkins. Crombie, one-handed, tried to pick the ball up. Whitney tackled, brought to ground. He had no chance to get through the contest or get rid of the ball. Umpire going correctly with will ask for it back for another ball up to take place. And Lovett doing the ruck work there against Kasparian. Kasparian did pretty nicely there and taps the ball down, goes towards Minari. Hickey taps the ball alive or keeps the ball alive. Again, players not able to pick the ball up cleanly as we expect, but it's been kept alive and continues to run. Umpire eventually will come in and we'll have a ball up. So on the wing on the far side of the ground, and it's thrown up. Front position was held by Lovett, but I think Kasparian actually tapped it back.
Yeah, he did. And he's battling away, Kasparian.
Yeah.
I've got to admire him, actually. He's done pretty well.
Yeah, I thought his game today's been...
Yeah, been pretty good.
Yeah, yep. Worked very hard and looked like he's mobile around the ground today. So again, the ball thrown up. Not too sure again which ruckman got that ball out. Goes towards McLean, coming the other way, picked up by Fanning it was, I think, and got the ball further afield. Again, Melville over the top of the ball, and it's not going to come out of there. Umpire again will come back with ask for ball in hand. So not too far from the middle of the ground, but the ball is thrown up, and again, I think Kasparian wins the ball out, goes in the hands of Jenkins, runs from the contest, kicks into their half-forward line. Jones has the pace. Does he need to pick the ball up? He does so. Did that nicely out the back to Saunders. He looks up, chips up over the top, goes looking towards Barton. Ball gets over the top. Fanning's there, tried to keep the ball alive. The ball's been kept alive here, and it's running back towards the goals.
That one's high.
It was a strong tackle. He had no option there. If he let it go, he was past him anyway.
Didn't know the WWE was in town.
So Lockie Basura now
Can he kick left foot?
I'm not too sure, but he hasn't got a great amount of distance to cover here, Grub. He just has to be smart about this. Runs out on the left foot, brings it back, and he finishes. He gets his second goal of the afternoon as well, and the 7th now for Belpost Hill. 7-4, Belpost Hill, 6-6, East Geelong. We have gone almost 30 minutes in this P&R Foods third quarter.
Well, the most you can hope for is when the rains fall and it's wet and the footy's not the best footy we've seen all year, the way they're going in for both sides and the closeness to the game, it makes it a good day. It makes it an enjoyment day. All right, you don't see running down the ground and bouncing that, but you're seeing some great, tough, hard football. A little bit, I'm just not quite sure why he grabbed him around. And I don't think he really had to, although he's a little bit small, Lockie. But gee, that was a gift in the finish. But maybe in the end, the difference between the two sides is discipline. No 50s. Make sure you tackle correctly, especially in your back line, because you know that you're going to give away a goal. You could give away the game. But, hey, they're going in hard enough, and I'm enjoying myself. I don't know about you blokes, but I'm enjoying it.
All right, ball comes back into the middle now. Going to have Lovett on Kasparian here as Carter takes this quick spell. And up goes the ball. So Lovett makes the jump. Kasparian stays on the ground. Lovett gets the tap forward. Runs along the ground now. However, picked up by, not sure who that was picked up by, but kicked forward towards Barton. Unable to grab it, hits the ground, puts a big tackle on. And I think that bit of a bump was given that
well,
free
the ball's
kick
gone
there.
over the line, is it? No.
So Benny Crombie's going to be closest to the ball. They just need to decide where he's going to get it from. But yeah, Barton a bit much given there. So Crombie goes bang, smashes it forward towards Ezard, but never really made the distance. Quickly cut off there by
Martin, I think, and he probably should have marked it.
Yeah.
I know it's wet. I know it's difficult, but these are little things that can sway the game. The little bit extra yards that you take.
Probably, obviously, wasn't getting much talk, but if you can put 2 fists at it, open them up.
Yeah, I thought he could have marked it.
All right, so in the middle, we're going to have Lovett and Ezard. So in comes the ball this time. Ezard works to his side, tries to grab it out of the ruck, not so successful. Lovett now gets it out towards into the hands of Steele for East Geelong, who gets a boot on it forward towards Crombie, not able to be collected. Into the hands now of Belpost Hill and Dill Whitney on the far side. Puts a boot out towards the wing. Barton not able to collect it, pretty well held, but it's stayed in on that far side now. Into the hands of Hanley, I believe. Kicked up forward.
Well, that's last touch.
Towards Costello, but not a great kick. It's gone out, and it's going to be a lasso on that far side, right at the East Geelong bench. Costello on the mark. Not sure who's going to take the kick. Stuck under a car. All right, now McIntyre now far side is going to be bringing this one back in. Where's he going to go?
I think it's Payne.
32?
33.
Oh, 33. No worries. He's played on. He's taken a few steps, ran up and got a big kick down forward. Big pack there. No one able to get it cleanly.
Oh.
Steele picked it up.
No sling?
No sling.
Paid. I knew it wasn't 32.
Because he was in front of
I
you.
could see 32 out here.
So, yeah, Steele quick to grab it there. Wrapped up instantly and almost sling, but not this time. Gone out of bounds, so we're going to have a throw in now. It's going to be Bannister on Ezard bringing it back in. Bannister pushes to the front, gets a fist on it towards his team, gets a big kick out now. Big mark gone for. No one able to collect that one. Siren's gone now to end at the third quarter. It's going to be East Geelong 6-6-42. Belpost Hill 7-4-46. Dale.
Yeah, goal kickers for East Geelong, 2 to Steele, 1 each to Minari, Payne, that's Jude, Smith and Crombie. And for Belpost Hill, 2 each to Handley, Bashurin and Saunders. And Costello is the other goal kicker for them. They currently lead, only a small margin, but it's a very interesting game. As we said, they were able to work their way back in that third quarter, East Geelong. We're looking forward to a good final quarter here. Take a short break, come back. Final scores, some scores from around the ground. You will be listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. And at 3/4 time, slender margin to Bell Post still 7 goals 4, leading East Geelong 6-6. Other scores from around the grounds: Corio 53, Werribee 104, North Geelong 75, Giants 33, Bannockburn 48 lead Anarchy 29, and Belmont Lions 72, Inverleigh 42. And Winchelsea have got away from Thompson 78 to 47. Grub, it's a little bit of work done by East Geelong on that to give themselves an opportunity. They have a chance. Can they continue with that march after this break?
Well, I don't see why they can't. The only thing is, as soon as they get in front, Balpo still try that. It's a bit like, you ever watched a game of soccer where they're both sort of playing? As soon as one side scores, the other one seems to try harder. Well, every time East Geelong hit the front, Balpo still came back and hit the front again, which that's what we want to see too. And as I said during the call, look, it's an entertaining game. It's not a great game of football, but what do you expect in these conditions? We've got more rain coming in now, and it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And I tell you what, goals are at a dead set premium. You know, if you're able to kick 2 goals in a row here now, you'll win this game. And I think either side are capable of doing it. You know, I thought in the second quarter, Balpo's Hill looked like they got on top, more dominant. And for most of that quarter, East Geelong fought back. So it's just a case. Sometimes it's just a case of which way the ball skims out and who it goes to. But I can't pick a winner from here. It could be either side. But I tell you what, I also can't pick votes.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you pick votes in this? Sammy Lowe's not playing. Oh, looks like your favourite is going to get a vote.
It's good to see him back, but yes, I don't know whether he can sneak in today. Just at this stage.
Today.
He'll either have a sensational last quarter, I would think, for him to even be considered. But the umpire is about to start play in this final quarter. As I said, it is very, very close at the moment. And Ruckman go at it. Carter nicely down to Yates. Off to Jenkins. Jenkins from the middle of the ground goes to the half ball.
Great.
Saunders, that is a great. Oh, that's 50. Now, that is stupidity.
For the Ramblers pie.
That is not smart. He hasn't done much wrong today, Vickerton, but that wasn't too clever.
Well, he was in me votes. I think he just snuck out of them.
Yeah, that could be very costly. As I said, they're the ones, the discipline things you were talking about earlier, Grub. So Saunders now from 20 metres out, kicks that goal. He likes it. His teammates like it. And Belpo still, they like it. They're 8-4 now. They lead East Geelong on 6 goals, 6. And that has taken just on 1 minute to kick that goal.
And you know what? We've seen a couple of good marks paid during this game in the first 4 or 5 minutes of a quarter. And then the ball gets that wet and everything, it's hard. But that was a great mark. And young Wissington, he's played a fantastic game. And he just frustration give him a little push. It was 50 all the way. And as I said at 3/4 time, it may be discipline. It's the difference between these two sides. I hope it's not because he's played a great game. But now, like Payne's got to redeem himself.
A ball back in the middle once again. The Ruckman go at it. Kasparian did nicely, got his truck tap out, went after the ball himself and got a kick out towards centre wing. Leading the race of the ball now is Chirkup. Tried to keep the ball alive, tapped it back, ends up in the hands there of Purdy, kicks the ball back into their half-forward line. Ezard hasn't been cited too much today because Bannister's done a pretty good job. Ball now through Payne. Turtle kept the ball alive. Comes out wide. Bryans runs onto it. Got the little boot round the corner. Was well weighted into the hands of Stone, but he missed it. Picked up by Carter. His handball was intercepted. Goes back towards Saunders. Handball's up over the top once again into the hands of Barton.
Go back and take a free kick down the ground, Timmy Barton.
Free kick will take Timmy Barton will take the free kick. Now, he's not without a chance here. It's going to take his very best, but in dry conditions, I'd say no problem.
Well, it's early in the quarter. The ball's probably still in pretty good nick.
Do we get a fresh ball at 3/4 time?
Oh, I don't know. The league can afford it. But if he's ever going to make it in this game, early in the quarter's the time.
So Timmy Barton, this could be what Grubby was talking about. Those 2 goals in quick succession can change the stage of this game. And he steps in, runs his arc, long boot of the ball. I tell you what, he's got plenty of elevation, plenty of distance. The accuracy's nowhere near it needs to be. Out of bounds in the full free kick will go to Fanning beside the behind post. So he's going to bring the ball back in. And he's going to obviously come straight down the ground. He won't risk going across goals. Brings the ball out, goes back towards Kasparian. He's up in front, spoiled from Barton from behind. Picked up Crombie. Actually, Monahan it might have been. Kicks out of bounds on the full free kick going back towards the opposition, and Belpost Hill will win possession of it. Picked up by Bryans, doesn't waste any time. He goes quickly back into their forward line. Kick again, not good. Visserton in the right spot this time and takes the mark. So he's now got the ball and he will kick back towards the goal square. Oh, dangerous, but it's going to be okay at this stage. Oh, now there's 50 being given there now. So over infringed the mark there, Stone, and it's going to come back towards centre half forward. Gee, that's a decent 50, isn't it? Or was it?
It is.
Hey?
It is.
My God.
Especially when there's a 50-metre line.
There's a 50-metre line to get a guide. But...
that could be another one down the
down
ground. See, I can't understand this. So the ball now goes from one end of the ground to the other.
I say a three-quarter time. Okay. Discipline. And there's been 4 undisciplined acts and we haven't gone 5 minutes.
No.
Really?
So the ball now is in the hand of Fedley, and he's going to kick the ball into their forward line. Goes looking for steal through the hands, went back and tried to get the second one. Carter picks the ball up, got the handball away, but it was intercepted there. East Geelong keep the ball alive now. Ball picked up, basically strong tackle, brought to ground. Umpire said free kick. It's going back to Taylor Basely with a strong tackle there on Jude Payne. So they're able to hold things up now again. He'll bring the ball back towards centre wing. In front, Barton. Fanning did nicely. Picked up out there. Bryans had it. Tried to get the ball out the back. It's been kept alive. Going after the ball now is Stone. Handballs over his head. Carter taps the ball further afield. And it's going to run back towards the boundary line. Johnny McIntyre will see it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. So we've gone 4 minutes in this Morris Finance final quarter. It is 6-6 East Geelong. Belpost Hill are 8 goals for.
Bit of a pat in the back from Barton to McIntyre there. Bit of respect.
I think he saved his head into the fence.
He might have done too.
Anyway, in we come. Kasparian with a tap towards Monaghan, over the back towards McIntyre, but turned back over into the hands of Dill Whitney, goes bang forward. Not a great kick. Cut off there by... not sure the East player, but Monaghan has gone forward now.
Oh, it's about Pryor.
And Pryor given there. So Yates has got the ball, taken it very quickly and gone out wide into the centre of the ground now. Back for a huge mark.
Oh.
It's gone the other way.
What the hell?
Almost fantastic mark taken by Saunders, but it's been given to his opponent and it's going to come out wide now, but he's able to cut it off. Fanning was the intended target. Saunders pushing hard now, able to pick that one up. Not quite. Jake McLean with a fumble over the top. A bit of a stacks on, bit of a push and shove. No one quite sure what's going on.
The last quarter's been totally different from the first 3. Up it goes now. The big fella Carter gets a big punch down towards the forward line. In it comes now. Comes out to Payne. He puts it down towards the half forward flank. Half back flank for him. Masurin can't grab it. Beautiful tackle. Plowns the call. Big Bannister can't pick it up. Goes over to Whitney. He gets the fist of the ball. Puts it out towards Will Cairns. Cairns goes inside to Yates. I don't mention Cairns, but it was brilliant. Yates now. Yates puts it into the forward line. But a great mark, diving mark there by the big fella in Fanning. Has had a terrific game, Fanning. Comes back out for East Geelong. Deception by isn't Handley. Unbelievable. He read that beautifully. It looked safe to me. It looked safe to him. But it didn't look safe to David Handley. And he's taken the mark for Belpost Hill about 30 metres out. Almost directly in front. He's had a couple of shots from there earlier today. Comes in, puts the boot into the ball. Umpire moves across a little bit, but not that far. And David Handley, you little beauty. Unbelievable piece of play. And he showed some class there, Smithy.
Yes, that's what he did, mate. As I said, it's all about the finish, and that's what he did. He went back, and he never actually looked like missing that goal.
What's that move, Mondu?
They're now 9-4, 6-6 to East Geelong, Grub.
And that would be on the Morris Finance scoreboard.
And we've gone just on 7 minutes in this final quarter. So they're two very important shots at goal. And he's just renewing acquaintances with Bailey Payne down there, I think.
Well, he's telling him how good he is, and so we ought to, because that was brilliant.
So back in the middle we go once again. Ren Lovett's back in there. Kasparian over the top, goes towards Jenkins. Handball comes out. Goes out wide, looking towards his teammate there, Martin. Stepped around nicely, went back inside. Kick had to be good into the hands of Ren Love, and it was. Handballs goes off quickly back now into his teammate out there was Hickey. Hickey goes through the middle of the ground, and why wouldn't you? Straight down the ground. Nice attempt at a mark down there by Payne, but he couldn't hang on to it. Tackle laid, player held up, and there's going to be a ball up down there at centre half forward position. So right at the true centre half forward position, Belpost Hill again in attack. Barton taps the ball back outside, goes towards Jenkins. He was tackled quickly, and umpire again this time will ask for it back. So another ball up, similar position to the last. Both ruckmen had held of each other's hands, so no one could put their hands up. Ball gets out the back. Vashura runs into it, round the body again, and finishes. Lucky Vashura, he gets his third, and the 10th now for Belpost Hill. They're 10-4. They lead East Geelong on 6-6. And 8 minutes gone in this final. 8 minutes gone, final quarter. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
Gee, that might be. I think that's the break they need. I just can't see East Geelong kicking those goals to win the game in these last 20 minutes. That was brilliant football again. There've been a lot of punches over the top, but this time Sheeran read it beautifully, ran onto the ball, banged it onto the right foot, and that puts Belpost Hill. That gives them a bit of breathing space now, Belpost Hill.
All right, back into the middle we go now. It's going to be Kasparian. I love it. Up we go. Kasparian with a tap, but not to any real avail. But Hickey able to get the clearance there almost. I thought he would have got a foot to it, but not in time, they say. So McIntyre with the free kick now. On the far side, he's going to head it out towards Fanning. Unable to take the mark, though. Cleared up, pushed forward, and now heading towards the Belpost Hill end, but through a set of hands and another set of hands. It's gone out wide. It's gone across the line. We're going to have was it a lasso? Oh, it is a lasso. So East Geelong now with the ball.
Hang on. Why? Didn't he tap it over?
Must have went through his legs. East Geelong now kick it back in, far side. Kasparian pushed under the ball by Lovett, but no free paid. A kick forward, headed towards no one really. However, Fedley's going to be the first one into there. Wrapped up quickly, all wrapped up. Ball is not going to hell. We've got a free kick paid for a hold. Going to Belpost Hill to Kerins, I believe. It's going to come across this side. Quinn gets the mark out this side. Where's he going to come? Long down the line, I would be saying. Jimmy Barton would be the target out here. And up he goes. Falls a bit short, that one, so Fanning able to get in front of it. Not able to wrap the hands around the ball. Hit the deck quickly. Mulville grabs it. Wrapped up. And up we will go. So we're going to have Lovett and Kasparian in. Both get hands to it this time. Goes towards Belpost Hill into the hands of Jenkins, who gets a quick kick but smothered. Steele grabs that one and wrapped up instantly.
Brought up, Chasto.
Up we go. Whitney wanted to get out quick this side. Not today, he says. All right, up we go again. So again, both hands to it at once. We get a big kick forward from Purdy. No mark taken down in the forward line, but a quick clearance out into the hands of Ollis. Unable to do much with it. Wrapped up quickly to the hands of Crombie. Gets a kick forward into that far side pocket. Jude Payne's going to be the first man there. Gets a quick handball up to Steele. Gets an unfortunate handball to Jenkins now. Turned over to Belpost Hill. Overran it was Basely, which is not something we would see from him very often. And it's gone out on that far side.
So ball will be thrown back in front of the Belpost Hill coaching box here. And again, an opportunity for East Geelong. They need to take one very quickly with the ball now from that contest. Goes back towards centre wing. Players converge on it. The ball goes back to the boundary line and it will go over. So we'll have another throw which will take place on that far side. They've advanced the ball about 10 metres further down the ground for Belpost Hill. The umpire now to restart it with a throw in. Goes in there. Carter's there. Kasparian ball gets through that contest. Comes out the back. Ends up in the hands there of Fedley. Tried to get his way through the contest. Couldn't do so. Belpost Hill are putting a fair bit of pressure on him there. And this time the umpire will come in and we will have a ball up.
When you're a few goals up in the last quarter, you can become the 100.
They put the ball down now from that contest. Kick quick kick, didn't travel too far, picked up Monaghan, got through the contest this time though, puts it back into their half-forward line basically. Back with some courage and took an easy mark on his chest in the end. The player running wide at this side of the ground, he wants to use him, but decides to go straight back to where the ball came from, out wide. Mark got through, and the mark has been taken out there. So, again, could be visited again. It's got the mark out there. He decides to go into their forward line, to the over and above the, or beyond the half-forward line. Belpost still had numbers back, but it's East Geelong, I think it was through Hoff, who had the ball. He lost possession of it, and again, was hard before to see. Oh, it's getting even harder now, Grub, I can tell you.
Oh, yeah. I'm just about to shut up shop.
Both ruckmen are there. Carter with the height just taps the ball down. And again, I can't tell you who has it or where it's coming out from, but it goes back towards the boundary line. East Geelong with an opportunity now. They go back into the forward line. Basically, again, going back with a flight of it, took that mark. And he can steady things down. He's got Yates short if he wants to use him. Kick goes into Yates just short of centre half back, and he goes out wider again this time. Mark will be taken out there. And I reckon that Semi Quinn's got the ball this time. So he's still inside defensive 50. Brian's, I should say, he's made a lead, and that'll be where it'll go to. That's a great kick just inside the field of play. The mark has been taken. So Brian's now will come towards true centre wing. Carter's the target. He's up, and he gets a mark, and he takes the mark. Umpires awarded that. So he got some time on his up his sleeve here. Just takes all that he's looking for, go straight down towards the half-forward line, although the long boot goes in now. Costello's there. Good spoil from behind there. Ball goes back towards the boundary line, and it has gone over, so we'll have a throw in. 15 minutes in, final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard reads 6-6 East Geelong. Belpost Hill 10 goals 4.
They can't come back from here, Smithy.
Bit too far, I think, Grub.
All right, in we come now. Carter and Mulville take the ruck. That falls short, bit of argy-bargy, and instantly wrapped up by Yates is Jude Payne. So we'll have a toss-up now. Just outside of the 50 here for Belpost Hill. So Mulville and Carter again. Goes up. Carter clearly bigger man there. Grabs it out of the ruck, but unable to do anything with it. Down to the hands of Yates, who's quickly wrapped up by 2 or 3. Just about what it takes to bring him down, but no avail there. And up she goes. So Carter puts a fist in it this time instead. Down to Dill Whitney, who's unable to get it clean, but Carter gets it up.
Through that.
Gets a definite throw out to Jenkins, who was tackled quickly while trying to get a kick. So the ball's rolled and about 5 metres forward. Not to any avail. Up we go. Both ruckmen missed the ball this time.
Games are opening up in the scores here. Thompson 47, Winchelsea 100.
Up goes the ball. Carter gets the tap down. Not to avail. Jenkins comes through quickly.
Oh, the man up.
We've got a hold paid here to Jude Payne, who almost went the handball, but thought the wiser of that one. It's going to come out this side now. Mulville will be the target, I would say. No, over the back of Mulville. Good bump put on there. Going to be into the hands of Martin. Not picked up tidy. Argy-bargy. And out now, we get a handball. So we've got some movement via Hanley. Quickly wrapped up by Crombie. And here comes the pack. And there's the tackle on Whitney. Next game there. Lost it.
No, I'll get him up for you, mate. If I can just...
Oh, yeah. For next week.
And up we go. Carter goes a big punch. Not much contact on it. Jenkins quickly out of the pack, though. Been really good. Gets good handball out now into Kerins, who unable to keep it tidy. Jenkins back on top of the pack there. Out to Yates. Yates out to Whitney. And Yates is running back onto it, though. We've got Yates on top of Whitney. Tackling the wrong man. But we'll wrap it up there. And Dale, go ahead.
Belmont Lions 84, Inverleigh 44, Bannockburn 83, 29 Anarchy, 94 North Geelong 34 Giants, 130 Werribee, 66 Corio.
Carter gets front position there, gets a punch down straight to Yates, who puts a big boot into it. It's rolled inside the 50, I believe, so we will get a throw in, not a lasso. Yeah, umpire's called a throw in. It was a boot from Yates towards Costello, who was unable to get to it in time. But umpire's having a quick toolbox meeting, but he's gone the lasso. So it's just outside the 50, obviously. Quickly delegated, and it will come back in. So East now to kick down this long side. Carter in front position, 2 hands up, not able to latch onto that one now. Monahan first in, Jenkins first in, and a kick forward now by Vashurin. Hits the chest of Zane Jones, looks and darts around, trying to find the man he wants to handball to, comes out now to Cairns. Cairns throws it on the boot, forward and into the hands of Jenkins. Not quite able to take it, but it's dropped now inside that 50-metre line. McIntyre with the clearance back out for East Geelong. Comes down the line towards Ollis. We've got a whistle blown, and we've got a push against Ollis.
We should have gone the other way, if anything. Will Cairns nudged him under the footy. I don't see how that free kick can go that way.
Cairns now with the kick getting supervised by Basely there. So he's gone down towards Carter, just dropped in front, tapped to Mulville, who gets the kick straight back out. It's headed towards Howe. However, the mark taken by Yates. So Yatesy looking for a target forward, goes very long towards the Cozzy direction. Cozzy uses the body well, gets in front, gets it towards Jenkins. Quickly turned back around, and a big smother put on. Saunders now wrapped up.
Could have been high too.
No, don't worry about could have been. It's got him right across the shoulder. It was a dead set high tackle.
So Saunders wrapped up there. 35 metres out. We're going to have Carter and Mulville in the ruck. Neither able to get to it. Mulville used body well there. It's going to go across the line on the broadcast side, about 35 metres around. We'll have a throw in now. Carter and Mulville will be our 2 ruckmen this time. Who is hitting this with pace? Carter in front, now goes to the back, misses with the fist. And Easter looks like they'll get the clearance there through the hands of Fanning. Gets the quick handball out, but unable to move it anywhere. Monahan stacks on top. And we'll have a ball up.
Up it goes now. Here they come. Sorry. They might get a goal. You don't want to be the one commentating. Carter can't get the knockout. Horace Monahan tries to pick it up. The ball hits the deck. No one can pick it up. The umpire says, I'm going to throw it up again. And there'll be a ball up right in the teeth of goal. Or maybe out to the forward pocket a little bit at the bell post hill end of the ground. Up it goes. Carter again in ruck. This time he grabs it out and handballs it. It's scooped out across the face of the goals. And it's going to be a throw-in on the other side this time. And he picks himself up. Might have been Saunders who scooped that down. He's played a pretty good game, Saunders. Done some nice things. I'll tell you what, so that Banjo Hickey's done some nice things too. In it comes now. The big fella. Carter gets the tap out again. He's starting to dominate the ruck now, Carter. Comes down to the ground. Off the ground, no, can't be. It's picked up. It's picked up by Hanley, and Hanley misses. And he's just buggered me up. I thought I'd get another goal before we finish, and he just hasn't quite been able to steer it between the big sticks. And out it comes now. Vissington kicks the ball a long way, and it goes high. No one can take the mark. They're trying to bust their way through there. The quick little kick off the ground by Bannister, I think it was. Well, might have been for sure. I don't know. It's getting dark out here, but the ball has gone out of bounds. It looks like what are they going to pay? Is that the last touch?
Yeah, it looks like.
I think it might be.
Must have been just the wrong side of the line again.
Yeah, I think they need to paint those 50-metre lines a bit better. Vissington comes in with a big long kick towards the wing position. Nobody can take the mark, obviously, in these conditions. It's kicked along the ground. They're all going for a free kick. Umpires decide to pay one.
Another lasso.
And it's going to go to Valpost Hill, and it looks like, Will Cairns was going back to try and grab it.
Bannister.
But it's going to be Bannister, says, nick off, mate, it's mine. Little bit of a short kick, not a good one. Puts his teammate under pressure, but he goes in at it again. Nobody can pick it up. The umpire's coming in. He's right on the spot, the umpire. The umpire might be the young fella Smith. And he gets right in amongst it. And he said, well, he's just about changed his mind. No, he put his hand out. Don't know what for, but he's going to no, he's thrown it up. Up it goes. But I think it was Vissington went up in the ruck and got a punch out, but it didn't go far. It went to the foot of the pack. And again, like most of the day, the ball ends up underneath the pack. And it'll be another throw-in. On the wing position. Valpo still got the game in hand now. Up they go. No one can get a real clear tap out. Again, it goes to the bottom. The umpire says, I've had enough of this. I'm going to play a free kick. It goes to Vicington again. He puts it up towards the centre half forward position for East Geelong. Big miss kick, but basically the ever reliable comes in. He might have done enough to get a vote from Smithy in this last quarter. Goes to Saunders. Saunders looks over to Vissura of the Lockie variety. He's going to hold it up. Old head on young shoulders. Gets the foot into it. Puts it up towards the half-forward flank for Bellpost Hill. The punch there comes from McComb, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds.
Just outside their attacking end again, or it's outside 50. Bellpost Hill with an opportunity once again. And Lovett in there doing some work at the moment. And Kasparian has done majority of it for East Geelong, but Lovett maybe gets the ball down. Ball only travelled about 10 metres. Mark not taken. Yates, he had a bit of a shot at it, but couldn't get clean possession of it. Picked up out there again. Saunders handballs over his head, goes back towards their goal. Strong tackle laid, but it was high. Said the umpire free kick is going to go. Benny Crombie will be the recipient. So he needs to get things moving here. So Crombie comes to our broadcast side. Ran Lovett up in front, doesn't take the mark. Kasparian picks the ball up, or didn't pick the ball up. Basically just taps it further afield, goes back towards Yates, and it's going to be kicked onto the ground, and it's going to be a free kick. Yes, it will be. Last touch, and Bellpost Hill will be recipient of it. I think it's Yates, is it?
Yep.
Can't see from here. So Yates now has got the ball, and he's going to drive it long into their forward line. To the forward pocket, Spoil, ball comes to ground. Again, Costello couldn't get inside there, and he's going to see it over the boundary line to another throw in. There's no real urgency now to be taken from their point of view. We've almost ticked over 25 minutes in this last quarter, and I wouldn't think there'll be too much time to run. So the ball is thrown back in. Barton doing the ruck work. Try to flip it out the back door at ground level. Stone tries to work his way through the contest. Again, he couldn't do that either. And it will be another ball up, which will take place. Stone just looking for the umpire. Timmy Barton doing the ruck work this time. It was thrown up once again. The ball comes to ground. This time a strong tackle laid. Umpire said no prior opportunity.
You don't get out of them tackles when big Timmy Barton grabs you. I can tell you that right now.
So we'll have a third attempt at it. Similar positions to the last two. Again, Rose Bruckman at it. Tapped out Kasparian. Goes towards Costello. Picked up Jones on the boot. Towards goal. Lay offline again and through for a minor score.
I think they can ring it.
Yep.
We've all had enough, I reckon.
10-6 now. Bellpost Hill 6-6 East Geelong. And we have gone 25 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter.
So outcome East now. Go straight up the middle. Towards Kasparian. Kasparian front position, 2 hands on it, not able to.
Not a push, so
didn't get a push there from Lovett. So we'll get the free kick right on the defending 50 for East. It's going to go short and in the middle. Not thought there was a not 15 call there. So into the hands of Nolan. So out far side now. We've gone pushed out there, and East Geelong unable to take the mark. Now turned over to Flacavento, who gets the kick forward towards Barton. Goes through the hands down to Zane Jones. Pushes on a bit of a clinic out there. It's all over the place. Quick little bounce and goes far side now. So mark taken to far side. And it's going to be an interesting kick straight across this side towards Dill Whitney. Dill Whitney now puts it on the boot. Goes forward to Cozzy. No, he doesn't. He goes forward and across the behind post. So one behind there for Dill Whitney takes the score to 6-6-42 to 11-7-43. Bellpost Hill on the Morris Finance finals quarter scoreboard.
So this time again, McLean brings the ball back in. He goes long outside the defence. Ball spoiled, goes back inside 50. But it's East Geelong through Steele. Pick the ball up. They deliver the ball just a little bit further than centre. Bannister did nicely, brought the ball to ground in front. The contest mark. Well, not picked up by Fedley. Ball's kept alive. Steele goes after it again. Kicks it off the ground. This will test Bannister's hamstrings. I reckon I'd be giving it away.
What's he done?
He did. He kicks out of bounds on the full. So well done by Daniel Bannister. Enough pressure there. Steele just couldn't keep the ball in the field of play, and he will be the recipient of that free kick.
Don't worry about where the 50-metre line there is. That went over the fence. And he's not in a real hurry to get it either, the
No.
big fella Bannister.
Put on some fantastic chases today, though.
He has, against big blokes, little blokes, it don't matter to him.
Just waiting for Daniel Bannister to get back into the field of play, which he's doing so now.
He obviously doesn't know you've got a 40th to go to, Tyler.
Yeah, so now Bannister decides to load up, goes long, straight down the line. In front, Carter, ball spoiled from behind. Goes back over the boundary line. I think that might have been Timmy Barton that did the spoiling.
It was. We think it's quite funny too.
So another throw in which will take place. So again, the umpire has possession of it, throws it back in. Carter front position, just taps it to his feet, coming through McIntyre. Wasn't picked up. Payne had a go at it. So did Fedley, but kicked off the ball, ground by Payne. Picked up out there. Martin did nicely. Kicks the ball back into their forward line. Now it's a foot race. Bryans, he's going to be favoured by the bounce there. Went back and collected it. Handball goes back to Jenkins, back to Bryans. Slipped over as he got that ball down the ground. And it's now going to be picked up and transferred back the other way. Outside, they found Monaghan in space. Runners outside if they want to use him. Ooh, did that nicely. Just held up the ground there nicely. Goes now with a kick to the forward line. Marcus taken out there. Hoff, he goes and plays on and kicks quickly into their forward line. But over the back it goes. Now it's going to be a free kick further down the field for a push or a knock after the ball went down.
Sorry, disagree.
And it's going to be taken by Benny Mulville.
Show that on. Well, don't worry about it now. But you find that on the replay. And I reckon he's tackled him as he's kicked it. Had to tackle him. He played on. I don't think that was down the ground. I think the umpire might have got it wrong not very many times today, but I think he got it wrong.
So now Mulville comes in, kicks that goal, and he has just snuck it in, I reckon, for a goal.
Yep.
Yes, he has. He gets his first of the afternoon, and the seventh now for East Geelong. They're 7-6. Bellpost Hill, I have them at 10-7, and we have gone almost 30 minutes, final quarter.
Yeah, a little bit lucky there. I don't know if we do pick it up, but gee, I'll tell you what, you have to tackle the bloke when he's having a kick like that, and I don't think it was late. I thought it was a good effort. But luck's got to go your way. Benny Mulville, he's had his go in the ruck too. He's probably been a little bit down today, Benny, but I'll tell you what, it's not for the lack of trying. They've all had a fair income go here, and Bellpost Hill have just shown that they've just been a little bit too good.
She's all over a Corio. Final score 11-7-73 to Werribee, 21-11-137. Up we go in the middle. Carter pretty much solo, gets a tap down there, goes into the hands of Crombie, gets a quick kick out this side to a chasing man there of Fedley, quickly pushed off it by Barton. Out now to Nolan, unable to get a touch on that one. So actually, we've got a Lasso here. So McIntyre now with a kick.
Now, why is that a Lasso?
I didn't see it. I was
Come off a boot.
Yeah, but he never kicked it, or he never had even attempted to kick it.
No, but it come off his boot.
So that's the rule, is it?
Last touch.
So McIntyre now.
That's not the way I read it.
If it's a football act, if it's a kick or a handball.
Well, that wasn't.
Well, it was. He kicked, but he had
it's hit his foot.
Yeah.
He hasn't kicked it. It's hit his foot.
Yeah.
So
that's why I thought no free kick. I don't understand this rubbish rule.
So McIntyre got the kick forward, was hit out by Yates. So we've got to throw in now Carter and Kasparian. Kasparian front position this time, gets a quick tap down past Crombie, deal with the kick, going to turn it forward now into the hands of Saunders, who gets a big kick forward over the back, unable to be tidy up there. So East may be able to bring it out, but he's gone the handball and then he's taken it over the line.
Well, I'm going to chim in there because I'm looking to maybe put him in the votes, but I think it was Stone. Because I think Saunders might have long sleeves on.
You could be, yeah, you probably definitely.
And I really like Stone's game.
So yeah, run over there and we'll have it thrown in now 35 metres out. It's going to be to no avail there. Neither ruckman got to the possession there, but Jones now bringing it out far side and Churcott with the ball right at the end. And we've had the final siren sound. Final scores here at East Geelong is 7-6 to 48 to East Geelong. 10 goals, 7-67 to Bellpost Hill. On the Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard. Dale, can you go through your goal kickers?
Goal kickers for the afternoon for the winning side, Bellpost Hill, Handley, Bashurin and Saunders all with 3. Nick Costello with 1. And for East Geelong, 2 to Andrew Steele, 1 to Minari, Mulville, Payne, Smith and Crombie. We're going to take a short break. We're going to do this very quickly this afternoon as Tyler has commitments to get away. We're going to do the 3, 2 and 1 and get some scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home for local football. come back here, as I said this afternoon, the Belpost Hill have been good enough to run out 10-7-67 to 7-6-48 to East Geelong. So they did that pretty nicely before Grubby goes into the summary of the game, and we can give you some votes just around the grounds. Werribee, as we said, 137 defeated Corio 73. At this stage, North Geelong 113 are leading Giants 40. Bannockburn are 83, leading Anarchy 29. Final score at Belmont Lions 90 have defeated Inverleigh 50. And Winchelsea 119 currently lead Thompson 47. So those games have definitely got away after half time for their sides. Grub, go through this game this afternoon. As I said, you said a couple of times earlier, it hasn't been pretty football, but there was a lot of desperation shown out there by both sides.
Well, exactly. And that's what you need to do on a day like today. We've been pretty lucky in modern day football. We don't get many days like this. Of course, when you do, you've got to change what you do and you've got to go in harder and harder and harder. And that's what both sides did. And it was so close for most of the game. And look, how ironic is it? At three-quarter time, I actually said what could probably or possibly be a winning or a losing move here is a little bit of discipline. And you wouldn't believe it. 4-1 just Clannacks in the first 5 minutes, and both of them cost shots for a goal and a goal to Belpost Hill that just gave them that little bit of edge. And they were able to kick 2 more goals, get enough in front. And then I don't think anyone looked like kicking too many goals after that, although there was a late one to make it. What was it? 3 goals.
Yep.
So, look, 3 goals. I just think Belpost Hill probably edged them out as being the best side on the day, on the ground and on the scoreboard. But East Geelong never gave up. I don't know how we're going to give the votes here today because just everybody had a crack. There was nobody that sort of didn't go in hard. But as much as the game was not a great game of football as you would expect, it was pretty entertaining by the way they went in hard. And I tell you what, I wouldn't mind. I'd watch that game again because I enjoyed every minute of it. And you just pick the blokes out who really want that ball. And I reckon they're the blokes that could be in the votes today.
There you go.
I'm keeping it short.
That's it. That's all what you need to do. As I said, you can't elaborate on too much. As I said, it wasn't the prettiest of game of football, but you can only go out there and do what you need to do. And Belpost Hill, I think, answered every time East Geelong came at them. They just were able to find that way to get past them. But as I said, Handley, Vashurin and Saunders all with 3 goals each. So that's 9 of their 10 goals from 3 players, which you don't usually see in conditions like this. But they found themselves in the right positions and they played some pretty good football. As I said, there was a good game to sit back and watch. You don't want to see blowouts like we've seen in some of the other games, but today's game was okay, I think. So it'd be very interesting to see the votes. Who wants to start us off?
Well, the smartest of us all started off.
I'll go ahead. Sure.
Come on, Tyler, away you go, son. We're going to have a good laugh early, and we'll just get funnier.
You know what? Just to set that up, I almost gave a vote to Sam Quinn for his effort on Zach Smith. Smith was kept to 1 goal 4, and I think the 4 were never really shots on goal. They were kind of just kicks and hopes. So almost gave him 1, but I gave 1 to John McIntyre. Good across the ground, hard body, very well contested. I gave 2 to Cody Chirkop for his first 3 quarters.
There's 2 blokes that haven't had a kick.
Yeah. Well, they had a kick in my eyes. And so I gave 3 to Jenkins.
There's 3 blokes.
So, yeah, you go and tell me your 3 that are exactly the opposite of that.
Well, I won't be too far away from the 3 votes because I thought he was pretty good all day. I gave 1 vote to Paddy Visserton. I thought he was good. I actually tossed up in the end when he gave that discipline thing away. I was just about to chuck Johnny McIntyre, Jaden Fanning in because I thought his game today was also good. So I'll give 1 to Visserton. I've given 2 to Daniel Bannister. I reckon I've watched him play a fair bit. I know he represented the league in representative footy a couple of years back, but he seemed to have struggled with body in that. At the moment today, I thought he was pretty good, and he's chased down efforts a couple of times against Steele and a couple of smaller blokes. Was pretty good, and he held his own. And I don't think Caleb Ezzard ever got a look in while he was playing him all day. And I agree. I thought Tommy Jenkins all day was in and around the ball. He used it pretty well, and I thought he was probably, for me, the best player for Belpost Hill.
You have got to be. You have got to be. What game did you watch?
What game? Well, I'll find out what game I've watched when you tell me who your 3 too.
Right. I gave 1 to Visserton.
Right.
Because, again, I nearly took it off him and give it to Fanning. That's exactly what you said. I know that. I I'll do this.
I think that tells you you got the same as Liam. Yeah, see?
I have. I gave too much to Daniel Bannister because I just thought he just went on and on and on. He's not fancy. He doesn't take big marks, but he just did everything. He chases big blokes, chases little blokes. And I gave pretty much to Jenkins because I thought he was terrific all day.
Yeah, no, as I said, it's at least we got the three votes.
I guess it means none of us know what we're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Well, it means two of us do.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting.
What's his name? Tom.
And his name is Thomas Jenkins. So he's going to be the recipient of our award this afternoon. A good game from him through 4 quarters of football, actually. He never really faded at any stage and had himself pretty heavily involved in all of those 4 quarters.
But was extra special. Was it the second or third?
Second and third, he was
quarter
very big.
extra special. Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, they did this pretty well at their bow post hill this afternoon. They'd be pretty happy with the way they've gone about it this afternoon. So, Grub, we've got some people that we need to thank and that keep us running week to week.
Well, we do. We do today, like we do every day. And if I just find my book, thank you very much to all of these people from Buckleys, for Elders, P&R Foods, Morris Finance, Routley's Mark of the Day, the Big Men Fly for the Routley's Player, Camping Engineering Read the Play, Player of the Day, Hotham Hotel Player of the Day, Goal of the Day from Connectel, from Beersdorf, Tapes and Bandages, Red Onion, thank you very much, Promoted Clothing, aren't you any good? Frameline, we gave them a burst last week or the week before. Raiders Bingo, you always win there. Athlete's Foot, Omnifine, Sirocco Travel and Cruise, The Pulse, The Yards Hotel, unbelievable. Victory Trophies, Club Warehouse. And have I forgotten one? Yes, I have forgotten one. And it's appropriate that we're at the ground. The Auswide Plumbing and Civil, they deliver reliable and high-performance utilities and civil infrastructure across Geelong and the regional Victoria. With a proven track record in managing complex and large-scale projects, including sewer, which you talk a lot of, stormwater, road and rail infrastructure. They handle every stage of the construction process, from estimating, planning, construction to testing and commissioning. They also do poly welding, hydro excavation, NDD backflow testing. Aussie-wide headquarters are at 12 to 13 Reeves Court, Breakwater. Their phone number is 5229 2380. That's it, 5229 2380. They're open Monday to Friday from 7 till 5. If you need a big job done, go to the experts, Auswide Plumbing and Civil.
Well, there you go. Grubby's not on commission. I reckon he might be now. So he's done that very, very nicely. Gentlemen, next week's games, there's some games we have to go through. We've got Werribee and the Giants. I don't know whether we're actually jumping up the highway there.
Nope.
Bannockburn take on Winchelsea at Bannockburn down at Victoria Park. Belmont Lions are at home to Corio. East Geelong have home here to Thompson Footy Club. North Geelong take on Anarchy. And Bell Post Hill take on Inverleigh. So they're the games, gentlemen. Where are we heading?
I got a feeling there's something going on at North Geelong next
week. We're going to North Geelong. The league want us to go. North Geelong want us to go. It's the 150th celebration. And whether you like it or not, Smithy, that's where we're going.
Righto, we're off to North Geelong next weekend up on top of the hill. Let's hope it's a good day out there. We like to keep ourselves pretty nice. As I said, it's been a good afternoon here this afternoon. Weather conditions not that good, but the game of football close and it went down to the wire. Bell Post Hill were able to find their feet and get over the line. We hope that everyone will be back with us again next week. And from myself, and from Grubby and from Tyler, we thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed our call. We hope to hear you, as I said, all back here next weekend at North Geelong. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.